Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome to AIWF Ringside Wrestling. My name is Mad Matt Carter, being joined by Hall of Famers Brian and Reagan Danzig, and newly joined the Hall of Fame. We're going to look at the video. I mean, Rick Diesel, welcome. Rick Diesel, you told us before we went on the air, you've been getting some strange messages that you'd like to share.
This woman, she's trying to tell me that she's in an open marriage. She said, hey, how you doing? I'm all right, how are you? She says, good. I'm doing good. Got drunk and have the worst hangover I've ever had. I said, well, at least you had fun. She said, yeah, but according to my husband, I tried to get naked and tell other people that we have an open relationship, and I wanted to get, anyway. I said, well, maybe drank a little too much. That's what he said. She said, we do have an open relationship. I don't hardly remember anything. I said, well, I used to hate when that happened. She said, are you married? She said, I don't want to get you in trouble with their spouse or anything. I said, yeah, she does get a little bit jealous. She said, I'm over my man too. I said, don't get me wrong. I love my wife and it makes me feel good that she's jealous. Just makes me closer to her. At this point, I'm just trying to get her to leave me alone. So anyway, and I continue. I lost it. There it is. She says, absolutely. Me and my husband are that way over each other. If we play with others, if we find the right people, it's fun, have no pressure. And it's no pressure. So at that point, I just quit talking to her. And then about an hour later, she came back on there and said, hey, how are you? So it's probably just spam, but I had fun with it when I could. I'm old. I take it as I can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, still don't let the spouse see it.
Hey, don't say anything to Jinky, but it's probably some Filipino boy that somebody
And
actually, it's more than likely it's probably somebody from another continent over there.
Yeah, even though it says she's from Pinnacle. That's what I don't.
Well, wait, that's interesting. They would pick such a
I know.
to be like such a specifically
she probably just
weird
got hacked.
small city. It's town.
Yeah, it says Pinnacle, North Carolina. So, but bless her heart, she probably just got hacked, and she's probably at church right now, eating communion wafers while some hackers over here telling the world she's in an open relationship and
oh my God,
like butt sex. So I don't know.
Wow.
Oh my God. Well, we're off on the rails, are we?
Yeah. If somebody...
That's bad too, because I sure did advertise we was having this tonight at 6:30 to a lot of groups on Facebook.
Oh yeah, and I can't put it on my shoot page anymore. Today, every single person at my new shoot job added me on Facebook.
I am so sorry.
But
that's why you did that new page, Joe, right?
Yes.
For stuff like
so
this.
If you want to contact Wrestling Reagan, it's Reagan Danzig at Facebook.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
I can't wait for the day you're sitting in the teacher's lounge having coffee and a donut.
Well, you just outed me. Anyway,
we've talked about
it's true.
In the lounge. Edit that out, Matt. Anyway.
I don't know
sitting
how.
in the break room
I don't know how.
at work.
We're live to take
somebody
this.
looks at you and goes,
yeah.
You look so familiar.
Hey, were you on that podcast where that Matt Carter guy told that really racist joke that Gilbert Godfrey told on Howard Stern about 20 years ago?
I also said some suspect things before you went to the Philippines too. So
yeah, you did. They were not
in my defense, I'm pretty sure that we have. In my defense, I'm pretty sure that we have let her profession slip out in the past on this podcast.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I'll take the blame for this one.
Yeah.
I'll be cutting grass for Rick Diesel.
Oh, you won't do that.
So has anybody watched I don't know how much of the footage actually remains on Facebook of the kickball game yesterday with Kevin Phoenix and I doing the play-by-play. And did anybody hear my hobo tomato joke? And if so, did you like it?
Everything I see about that is in like 5-minute increments.
Oh, okay. So
Weird.
I was holding the microphone too close, so I was over modulating. So I apologize for that because I know how much it annoys me. So if you heard that, I sincerely apologize. I did not realize that tiny little microphone was so sensitive. But the kickball.
Yeah, I found out about those tiny little microphones yesterday. It's weird how they just come to be without my knowledge. The way they just sort of popped into existence. Nobody told me about it. But I was also told it probably wouldn't work for what we need for it.
Yeah, I like that. I like big old handheld microphones anyway, as opposed to the clip mics that they use inside TV studios. And that's what those were. But man, I tell you what, they're a lot more sensitive than they were when we had them at WSSV back in the 90s. You know, back in those days, you could put it right here on your collar. Yeah, and still sometimes the director would be like, speak up, you know, talking to the microphone. Okay. You know,
well, I was concerned that Kevin Stryker last night was going to put his eye out with one of them where he kept slinging the things around. Like, my God, what is he doing with it?
I had to go out there and be like, and tap him on the shoulder. And then he puts the mic like right up to me. And I'm like, you gotta stop moving it around so much, Sergeant.
It's like, that's what I would imagine a porn star with epilepsy would be like.
I haven't even started yet, and I'm gonna get fired.
Y'all want to hear that Bob Saget joke?
Sure, why not?
Hey, so you notice there gonna be people at your shoot jobs go, you're my new best friend.
Yeah. Well, no, I won't tell the whole thing, but you can find it on YouTube, and I'll just get it. So I'll give you the first line so you know how bad it's going to get real quick. Okay, so this guy takes his family, his wife and his 2 daughters, into a casting call for a porno movie. That's the first line of the joke, and it's all over there. But it's Bob Saget telling it. It's the filthiest joke you've ever heard in the world. It's not even really funny. It's just disgusting. But because it's him telling it.
I know.
His face.
That's DJ Tanner's dad. That's why they had that little room under the steps.
Yeah, I mean, when he told that joke, it was one of his stand-up routines. He's talking about his nephew taking a picture of his asshole when he was in the back of a limousine and them texting it to John Stamos. But because it's Bob Saget delivering this line, you're like, you know, man, he's just as much a family man in real life. I mean, he's spending time with his nephew, you know, he was on TV just in a more perverse way. Oh God, I miss you, Bob.
Hang on. Yes,
hello.
sir.
Are y'all live?
Yes, we are. And so are you.
Well, I was just gonna say that after reading all the posts on the internet, it was the right move, whether you like it or not.
I had worked really hard for the first 10 minutes of this show to avoid that subject. Thank you.
Talking about the Hall of Fame here.
I just finished reading all of these posts. So.
Yeah. I've tried to avoid them too. However, if you are watching, I do have it hanging on the wall behind me.
Yeah.
And we did reference Stryker's porn star with epilepsy microphone.
Oh my God.
I don't think that was the filthiest joke we've told so far.
Watch that every time that you're there. Don't know how else to say it. Like, there's the audience. Nope, there's back. Nope.
Well, no, he's not usually like that. Like, I usually don't have that problem from him. So I don't know what was going on last night. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, tell Tim I usually don't have that problem from him. I don't know if Tim can hear me.
He heard you. I had it's on speaker and I put it up next to the computer speaker.
I don't know that's part of the problem of his audio going in and out, but it's not the static. And to further that thing, you were telling me about Phoenix filming it, there was static on my feed of the kickball
Really?
That might have been my fault because I was over modulating. I mean, that might have caused some of it, Tim.
Just switch your studio problem right now.
I don't know, but I'm thinking I'm gonna buy all new cords and put the board back there with the producer.
Yeah, that way she can set the levels as needed.
Yes,
Somebody just have to show me how to do it. So.
that's what we're gonna do at the next show. The only thing they're gonna have out there is microphones.
Well, look, and I'll tell you something. Those little dots, you can trust them. If you see them going into the red, they're over modulating. Pull it back. They do not need the levels. Do not need.
Hang on, you and Matt Mose are talking. Go ahead, Tim.
I'm sorry. I'm not watching. I can't hear anybody talking. I'm sorry. I said that's probably the best thing to do, and then just test it 15 minutes before bell time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in the afternoon to start running tests and stuff. So, we'll fix it. Damn it!
One way or the other, you folks are getting an education whether you want it or not about the technical aspect of trying to run and record a wrestling show, which makes you wonder how like the networks do like football and like NASCAR over these giant playing surfaces, and we're dealing with a ring in the middle of the grandstand in one building, how much trouble we have, so these gremlins are real, man, and they're tough to deal with.
Fight.
Mm-hmm.
But they have unlimited pocketbook.
Yes. Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. Well, I've said the same thing, not just with that level, but other levels of organizations, like with
money means everything.
Yeah, so I think we do good for what we have.
Yeah, I think we do good because we spare every expense. Everybody, everybody that's been around the AIWF for several years now are a bunch of tight bastards. That's for sure. Every one of us, especially our own.
Yeah, bastard.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with it, man.
What you do with it? My God.
Well, we know what happens to them money marks and how long they last.
Yeah, because they usually want to become the star of the show, and you know what I'm saying. So anyway, what else, Tim?
Tell Tim I'm offended. I'm offended that I was not mentioned in this whole thing at all. For my part, I played, and that's it. I don't like Tim Dolan anymore.
What did you say?
Say it again.
No, I'm not.
She's offended.
Why?
Because I didn't even get mentioned of my help last night, getting Rick Diesel into place.
Oh.
Hey, I said thank you to everyone else. I was running out of the done.
Yeah.
Wrap it up and get back on the road.
We'll take a look. We'll take a look at the videotape. That's all right.
After I was like, I missed some people. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Hey, if it makes anybody feel better, I got in the ring and turned around and pointed at every one of them and said it couldn't be done without them.
Yeah.
I'm just picking. I'm not seriously mad. So I do not care.
I was happy to see AC's. I went back and tagged AC long enough for him to say, yeah, this was supposed to happen years ago.
Yeah, I remember the first attempt.
Lifetime Legacy Award instead because he wouldn't let us do it.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Well,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Have you heard about mine and Kevin Phoenix's reaction when this idea was first pitched to us, and how we vehemently opposed? He ain't gonna like that. And I used a comparison from the Andy Griffith show with the dog whistle. No, Andy, he don't like that whistle. He ain't gonna like that. So, but it got pulled off, and what we're talking about, everybody, Rick Diesel has gone into the AIWF Hall of Fame officially, albeit reluctantly. Would you say that?
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. It's an honor. It is an honor to be in there with the amazing people that went in before me. But I'm one of these types of people that I feel like the owner, the person, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why Vince McMahon ain't in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Right.
There's a reason for that. Because everybody thinks you're doing it just to blow your own horn. And I never wanted people to think that. I wanted to make sure that everybody that deserved to go in went in before I did. It's like the captain, going down with a ship kind of thing. I needed to be the last in.
Right.
But $10 ruined that for me.
Well, you ruined it yourself when you announced me 2 weeks ago. So there you go.
Yeah, I regret that. You're the first person in history I've ever regretted putting in the Hall of Fame. Thank you very much for giving that to me, Tim.
What a dubious distinction.
Not the fact that I didn't even show up for my induction, but I showed up for yours.
Yeah, I know.
That was good though.
Yeah. But I appreciate it, and it is an honor that not many people in the world can say, because our Hall of Fame has been around for, what we figured out, 17, 18 years. 2005.
That's when it
so
started?
Yeah, 18 years. Our Hall of Fame has been around longer than 90% of the wrestling organizations that's going on in the world today.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of your 90s and early 2000s guys that's not in it. That's not active.
Right. It's getting harder and harder to find people to put in it that are not still active. That's why we only had 4 this year. 4. It's supposed to have been 4.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a comment on one of them, and I'll say it. I don't know, but somebody said, "Well, I haven't been in it yet." Well, that's because you're still wrestling or managing or whatever the hell you're doing. So there you go. So when you quit, then say, "Hey, I'm done," and then you'll consider it. Right? That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Well, yeah, for wrestlers anyway. Because I've been busier with the AIWF since I went in. Probably since.
Well, the thing about it is when you went in, you were done.
Yeah.
And Dr. Bill's done. Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And people they're done when they go in, but they still sometimes, we all know how this business works. Sometimes they make comebacks and they get that bug again, and they get the itch, and they gotta go scratch it.
Yeah. Well, and keep in mind too, I had only been married about 1.5 years at the time. And we had just started coming back, and I did not know how Jinky would feel about me getting mixed up in wrestling again. And it wasn't until after the Hall of Fame, and I was like, man, I really got the itch. I'd like to go back more often, man. They look like they could, they could always use some help on the, behind the scenes end, which is, I'm sure, the case with every indie promotion in the state, probably half the country. You always need more help behind the scenes. And so, because everybody wants to be a star and be in front of the camera and be the champion and all that kind of stuff, but how many people want to, build the sets and set up cameras and do the behind the scenes stuff? So, and yeah, I got the itch. I love it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
it gives Jinky a lot of reading time.
Yes, it does. Yeah. And time to examine and reflect on human debauchery sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've been talking about this Hall of Fame thing. Would you guys like to take a look at the clip from last night? I'd like to show the people a little bit of stuff from, we're going to hold it back because we're going to wait till it comes out on the Roku channel with some of the footage I filmed. But I'd like everybody to at least be able to see the crowd, the cage, and the hand gestures that went on during Rick Diesel's Hall of Fame induction. It's a short clip. It's only a few minutes. What do you say? You want me to roll it?
You might as well.
Let's see it.
You're going to anyhow.
All right. Well, Tim Dolan went into the Hall of Fame with a recorded message, but then showed up after 1 or 2 matches, I believe.
We're going to start calling him Swerve Dolan.
Swerve.
No, that name's trademarked by some other guy.
So
Swerve. All right, so here we go. Let's share the clip. Can you guys see the screen?
That thing is so big.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Takes up half my wall.
Here we go. Let's roll it.
Guy before the Hall of Fame, but Rick Diesel is your battle inductee into the 2023 Hall of Fame class. Now, there's a long story about Dave and Rick and Dave and Tim, but Rick Diesel, I went live. I didn't know for the nation.
God, I look like such an old man.
It'd been a long day, though.
It had been a long day.
I know there's a reason for that, but that's because you're part of the life, right? So Ladies and gentlemen, for 31 years, this is the man that's made you pissed off, pissed on, screaming, booing, cheering. He's the man that's brought AIWF, and he's going to kill me for this when it's all said and done, and that's fine. That's not a problem, and I'm here. And you said I wouldn't be here.
You didn't show up for yours.
Actually, I was in the parking lot, heard the whole thing. Thank you.
It was beautiful.
It's really hard to trick Rick Diesel, dude, and it really is. My point is, 31 years of this wrestling company has been on the heels of this man right here. And whether he's done in the ring or not, he's still the guy that every week has a phone call and say, I don't know how to do this, but I want to do this, and I want to do that. I want to make video of this, and I want to do this. And he tops himself every single time. And he sees something else, and he wants to do it. And he wants to do it for you all. Now in the ring, he's the biggest asshole on the face of this earth. Rick Diesel is one of the most violent, extreme people there is. But as far as Dean Puckett is a man that is the reason every single one of these guys do what they do every single time they're here. So for the class of 2023, we're going to call him the headliner.
Why is he so big?
Well, because you're big. You're larger than
No, I'm fat. There's a difference.
I've ever seen in my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2023 Hall of Fame.
I understand.
Oh, I got leave as soon as it's over and get back to my stuff. So we're good.
Did you get your stuff done when you left?
You should probably leave now.
I think I'm going to.
Yeah.
First off,
God, I am so old on the camera. It's sad looking. I'm fat and I got man boobs. I need to stay out of public. I gotta stay out of public.
first off,
You don't see that from up here.
I told myself that I would not do this until I was real old. Because the last thing I want is a bunch of jabronis running around trying to say Rick Diesel put himself in the Hall of Fame because he runs the damn country. Well, I did not put myself in the Hall of Fame. That bald-headed geek right there done it. So if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it in the ring where I've done it for 20 plus years and I stood behind in the office and behind the stage up until now. Because without these people right here, this would not be possible. They say that I might run the company, but they make the thing roll. So yeah, I wanted to wait because I had too much pride. But if you guys are okay with me going in, then I will take it.
I didn't wait till I was pretty old.
Not me, you guys come here to see people beat each other's butts inside a steel cage.
Never understood why people get so nervous when they go into the Hall of Fame. You ever notice how they just not me. I have a spasm.
It was pretty awesome. When you flipped your hat around backwards, I knew things were getting serious. But that was a very interesting. Of all the things I expected to happen, that going into yesterday, that was the furthest thing from my mind. So, yeah, the headline, if we had an AIWF magazine, would read, hell freezes over, Diesel goes in Hall of Fame, voluntarily, But Reagan did push you
I
out of the
fought it
engine.
every step of the way.
I did
Yes.
have to push him out.
Yeah. So, but as you can
Giggling the whole time. I could hear her back there giggling.
Well, there was an issue with the sound previously, so I had a good setup.
Yeah, that was real too.
It's amazing how things like that work out. We were just here ranting last week about how Dalen is messing up Clara's career and how much longer is things going to be put up with him, being such a biased official. And boy, that kind of worked itself out last night. We're going to get into more detail about that, but something else that if you'd have asked me a year ago, would we ever see happen again, is coming up next. And I'm going to show you that. And I don't know if I'm going to get busted for copyright or nothing, but at this point, I really don't give a shit because I want to share this with everybody because it was a pretty freaking awesome moment. Let's take a look.
Your turn. He's showing Brian coming through.
Yeah, I knew it. As soon as you picked up that chair, Brian, I knew I needed to step back and stay at least 6 feet.
See you, Tim. Thank you.
So I had to catch the moment Brian came out last night because, I was just like, wow, when am I going to get to see this again? And it was freaking awesome. Brian, I'm glad to see you sitting there with a smile on your face because that was one hell of a rough match you had yesterday.
It was. I'm definitely feeling it today. It was a very rough match, but it had to be done. For several different reasons, some personal, some professional, and it just, the personal part is Brian Danzig never really got closure. He just kind of faded away.
Mm-hmm.
And he needed a final match to just, win or lose. This is it. This is the last time I'm getting in the ring. And I'm very happy with the matchup. Of course, the ultimate goal is to win, of course, but the next best thing happened, and it was a hell of a fight. And that was my main objective, was to have a good fight. And I had said before that I didn't think Ty Tyson could carry my legacy, but the thing is, I did think he could, but that was the problem, is I just thought it. I had to know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it boiled down to. There was just that thing in the back of my mind that you can't just think. You can't just go by what you think. You have to know. And the only way to know for sure is to get in the ring with him and battle it out. And he proved himself tenfold, and I'm very happy with the overall results of the match.
Yeah, a couple of funny things happened yesterday. Before the match, before the show even started, I was sitting at a table with Ty Tyson in the back. He sat down next to me, and he goes, he said, "Man, I have to admit," he's like, "I don't normally get nervous, but I'm really nervous before I go out there and wrestle Brian." And I looked at him, and I meant it dead seriously, and said, "As well you should be, my friend," because I remember the match with Johnny Reb a few years ago, and I knew that you wouldn't sign up for a match, Brian, unless you were coming 110%. And I don't think anybody going into that ring last night, except you, sir, knew what was coming. I don't think that a lot of people in the audience knew it was coming. I think a few of us that have been around a while had an idea what was coming, because it even got more violent than I expected. And I had my bar was set really high to begin with, but Tim Stone damn sure didn't know what he was getting.
Yeah, I can't remember somebody turning a referee into a mummy. His head was so wrapped up. My God, I was backstage when they was bandaging him up, and he was just sitting there like, he looked at me like, the hell just happened? And I was like, Brian.
Yeah. It's funny, and I'm going to show a little bit of fan cam footage on that particular subject, just a few seconds of it, because fans, you got to wait till it comes out on the Roku to see all this gruesomeness in its full glory. But Tim Stone said to me after the show, when he was wrapped up like he'd already been mummified at that point, he said, I said, how you feeling, Tim? He said, I got a hell of a headache. You know how he talks, he got a mountain accent. He said, I got a hell of a headache. I said, I bet you do. Like that. And he said, I don't know what happened. He said, last thing I remember was a red stop sign coming at me. And
he told me, he said he turned around and all he'd seen was this big red blur.
Yeah. So let's break down. We're going to look at the video real quick here. It's just it's about 30 seconds video. But let me just kind of set things up for you. When I shoot this fan cam footage, because producers in the past before Reagan have been difficult to get footage for this show. So the fan cam was essentially created to get clips for this show and to just add a little spice to the YouTube page to direct you and guide you over to the Roku AIWF network, right? But I have a lot of fun shooting the stuff, and of course I get to watch it back later and find stuff that's funny. And I usually, what I try to do is only like make any type of commentary calls when there's something that's not really obvious. It's mostly natural sound. So if I speak up, something major's happened, or I feel like, this is a breaking news story or something that I need to add. But all I can say is we learned last night that it's a cardinal mistake to ever raise your voice to Brian Danzig when he is in the heat of battle. And Tim Stone found that out firsthand, as we're going to see right here. And some of the most incredible, one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. I hope you enjoy it. But get ready, it's different. All right, here we go. Tim Stone. Tim Stone is nursing an injury, and he has busted open. He has busted open Tim Stone.
They're all scrambling to get in the ring. There's a whole herd of zebras coming to the ring now. One of their own is down.
Stone is busted open. Oh my God!
I didn't get that chant going up too good.
Oh, I can't believe Tim Stone could walk after that. Holy crap!
We need a still shot of that. Post on the Facebook page of Tim coming out of that ring. There it is. That's it right there, buddy.
Let me grab the old snipping tool. I'm gonna let y'all see me.
That needs to go up on the Facebook page. Deal to steal. Everybody dies.
I won't let
Nobody's safe.
It won't let me.
Nobody's safe inside the cage.
It won't let me snip off the video, so I'll have to figure out another way to do that. But maybe I can on the replay of this I can snip it. Yeah, but that very interesting. That was Tim said it was going to be his last match, and boy was it.
Boy was it ever. He said, I think I'm gonna retire after Deal with a Steal.
Yeah, good plan.
He didn't realize he was going to retire during Deal with the Steel, right in the middle of the match.
And y'all are ignoring the elephant in the room of his wife.
Oh man,
I got a clip of that too, but
did you get? Oh, you got to show that.
God.
Please,
if I can find it.
My God,
talk amongst yourselves while I look for it because it's quick. Because I saw it was getting heated really quick. And so I kind of just turned back around and focused on the match. I was like, I got a couple of pros in the ring. I'm not going to focus too much on it.
Chris Tandy just posted on the Facebook page, what the hell is that ref thinking? and there ain't many people in this world who's lost more blood in the ring with Brian Danzig than Chris Tandy.
Yeah. Boy, you got that right. I'm looking for the clip right now, so just bear with me. I don't remember how fast. Reagan, do you remember how fast after that happened that your incident happened?
By less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because
oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I heard through the grapevine about the incident.
Yeah, I heard the commotion behind me and swung around and saw it, and I was like, "Oh, this might get ugly." Oh,
let me make sure I capture this for prosperity.
Yeah, but what a brutal match it was! A fantastic match. The crowd was absolutely going ape shit crazy during the whole thing, and it was just incredible. But yeah, I was like, it's one of those things. Like I was thinking about it earlier. It's like when it's actually happening. You don't expect it. Like I didn't expect Brian to just turn around and whack Tim Stone with this stop sign that quick. But when I watched the video back last night after I got home, I was just like, oh, well, Tim asked for that. I mean, because he did. He got real loud with Brian. And it's like, I was always like.
It's another one of those instances where people don't know Brian Danzig. Like they know Brian, they don't know Brian Danzig.
Yeah, they know Brian, the commentator, the guy that when wrestlers are running their mouths to him, and he's just kind of laughing it off, like, haha, yeah, whatever.
They don't know Brian Danzig, the guy that if there was a lighter and a can of lighter fluid somewhere nearby, they'd have been putting Tim Stone out on the floor.
Yeah. Well, when it's like I said weeks ago, when his expression changes and you get Brian, you get that 1,000-yard stare. It's a different guy, man. You get, and I found out.
You have to be. You can't live your life like that, but then you can't. Or at least for me, you can't compete and fight without becoming that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's like it's an alter ego basically, and so you turn into a different person.
There's a fine line that runs around that ring, like the ropes. And once you go through it, you become a different person.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I'm still searching. I'm watching this incredible match that I can't share with you guys yet, but don't worry, you're going to see it in a few weeks on Roku, and then I'll put oh, there it is. Got it. All right. All right. All right. Let's see here. Let me just check again real quick, because I'm telling you, it's very quick. Like I hear the commotion, and then I'm like, oh no, I'm filming this. Okay, hang on, and here it comes. You're going to quickly see this, guys. It's not a very quick long clip, but here it is. And I turned the sound down. That's all.
all you see is Reagan coming down on her like the shark in that Meg movie.
I'm interested to see if we can hear anything.
Oh, you didn't get no more than that?
Well, she went and sat down.
I knew I was safe. I was in the cage, so
I think kind of like with Brian Danzig, people don't know what a bitch I am too. So but she went and sat down. I politely told her to go sit back down.
Well, see, here's the thing. You got to realize that you're filming, especially through a damn cage. Like, because I had talked to Jinky, and we've had trouble shooting through a cage before. And I was determined this year that I was going to be just stubborn and teach myself how to shoot through a fence this year. And so most of the time, even though I'm watching this incredible action, I'm just trying to get everything in frame and shoot through the holes of the fence. And you got the ropes to contend with too, and so you got fence, ropes, and then the actions behind that, right? The cool thing about like cameras now with the iPhones and stuff like that is they have the face recognition software, right? So usually when you start rolling, the squares will pop up on the face, and it's like the camera knows, okay, this stuff in front of this, I need to keep this in focus, the stuff in the background. So it's a little bit easier, but you still want to shoot through the holes in the fence and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to get things in frame. So when I hear the commotion, I'm like, oh, I don't want to shoot that.
Yeah, that might have been a lawsuit.
Well, that's why, speaking of shooting through the cage, that's why the cage extension we have on our cage is so important now, because not only can the guys get out of the ring and still be in the cage, but we actually can. So far, we've been very lucky at finding people brave enough to get in that cage with a camera.
Yes, and Amber was in there last night during Brian and Ty's match. As a matter of fact, at one point, I was safely on the outside. I yelled at her. I was like, you'll hear it in the video once we post it one of these days, where I'm like, watch out, Amber. So yeah, it was crazy. The safest place.
It's a whole nother world in there. Even if you're in there with a camera, it's a whole different experience on the inside of the cage. It's a whole lot different in there than it is on the outside.
I think in all the years we've been doing Deal with the Steel, I maybe have spent less than a minute total inside the cage. I don't like going in the ring anyway, but especially when there's a cage around it, because, as an announcer, not trained, but I know the rule. If you go in the ring, anything can happen. That's on you, Jack. And so yeah. I try to stay the hell out of there, but going in there with a cage around it, no. That's like when.
The good thing about Amber is she don't weigh but a little over 100 pounds, so she's a small target.
Yeah, she's small and she's quick too. So
yeah, she can hide behind the corner post.
I just hope Brian hasn't ruined my cameraman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Brian might have broke Tim.
He'll be all right.
Yeah.
He's a tough old bird. He's out of the mountains. He eats squirrels and rabbits and rattlesnakes.
Yeah, he's a tough bastard. Because he was doing camera work throughout the night until that happened.
First off, you cannot tell me that that's not a tough SOB, because he's been married to Juliana for almost 30 years.
Yeah,
that'll make a man right there, boy.
Look who's joining the party. Look who's joining the party. We got a big special guest just about to come in here.
Ooh.
Oh.
The
He's gonna be having that belt though, flashing around.
Yes, he is.
Is the champ
Here
is
he
here.
is.
Boy, that cat's out of the bag. Of course, it was anyhow. It was all over Facebook.
Yep. The brand new AIWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion Justin Flash has joined the program. Hello, Justin.
And he's on. There he is.
How's it going? Yeah, I've got to hit with a space bar. I have to hit the space bar because y'all know Eli's in and out. I got to be wary of that.
Oh,
Are you muting you or us?
Oh, just me. Just my
Okay,
mic.
You might want to mute us.
You might want to
Y'all.
mute us when he's in the room, and you just,
No, I'm not going to mute you like Matt does.
yeah. Ear muff it, buddy. Ear muff it. Yeah. But Justin
I
Flash,
was told, I got to tell this story. Somebody told me last night that and because everybody knows now, Justin Flash, new champion, he beat Jack last night in the cage. It's been a long time coming. But somebody told me that when that bell rung, when they counted, ref counted 3, that bell rung, some guy on the floor jumped up and ran out of the building with his arms spread out, screaming to the heavens, going, "Justin Flash won!"
That's
Like
awesome.
it was like his life had just been made complete. A fan screaming at Justin Flash won, running out of because we heard him back in the office back there. People outside running around the building screaming about Justin Flash winning. I
wish we
it
had
was
video footage of
amazing.
that guy running out the building.
I
I
didn't see him.
noise.
I was
Well, if
focused. I was focused on you and Eli and Justin Flash. I'm having technical difficulties, so I can't share this on the big screen. But this will be on YouTube someday, probably 3 months from now, or whenever I get permission to put it on there. But if you guys can see this image of the aftermath of the match with Eli in the ring with Dad right after he won the title, I thought that was one of the best moments in wrestling I have ever seen.
I loved it. He was in tears the whole time. I was embracing him, and I was like, "All right, we got to get rid of those tears." So that's when I hoisted him up to celebrate with me, and then I sent him down back to Mama before he started crying again. But that was a great moment for myself. He was real happy for me. So he's already asked me. So when you come out for your matches, can I come out with you holding the belt? And I was like, I don't know about that. You gotta be trained up a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, I know, because we've seen what happened.
Kids aren't very safe in the AIWF.
It's funny Brian's on here. We're talking about kids not being safe.
They're not.
Adults ain't safe near the ring.
Yeah, here's after you hoisted him up. I don't know. I know it's not clear.
That's
all the gloss, but this will be on YouTube at some point. I can upload it directly from my phone, but it's got to go on the Roku channel first. We want everybody to see the full-blown show and everything. And man, I'm gonna tell you what, Justin Flash, that was an incredible match. And I don't know, Reagan, you probably saw it, but I know you're producing but I mean, even as I was trying to shoot through the fence and everything, and my focus was just keeping everything in frame, it really goes to show the condition you and Jack are in for you to be able to sustain that pace for so long. There was no point did that match really ever slow down. Like I was just amazed that you guys are kept going. It actually went 10 minutes longer than I thought it could.
I don't even know how long the match was.
It was about 30 minutes. It was. Yeah.
Yeah, 39 years old. I'm proud of that.
I mean, and it was one of those matches that was so fast paced that like I was just like switch. Yeah, get it. It's just like you couldn't even keep. I could not keep like the handheld up with how fast y'all were going. Like, so it was so fast paced and so much going on that I hope I did it justice, because whatever you can say about Jack, I mean, that match was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah. And even though it was a losing effort, I think it was one of Jack's best matches he's had with us since he's been in the Mid-Atlantic. I mean, even though he came out on the short end, he shouldn't feel bad about it. That was a hell of a fight.
Hearing that makes me still proud to have the last name Flash. So I guess I still got a little up and go in me. I'll slow down one day.
Well,
That's what they all say.
I got a nice little gash in my head when he threw that chair at me on the top rope. It busted me open pretty good. I was still bleeding when I laid down to go to sleep last night. But
that's the best ones.
It's done finally stopped. Nice little bump and a scar, probably.
Well, I mean, it was deal with the steel. So if you came out completely unscathed, you might have felt like you were shortchanged, right?
That was just the worst of it. I've got markings, scrapes, scratches all over me. No telling them. I haven't even really looked at my back from us landing on those thumbtacks.
If you come out of deal with the steel without some sort of abrasion or some kind of scar, then you didn't do it right.
Yeah, you probably weren't in a match. You were probably on the commentary team.
Yeah, I've been laying around most of the day just trying to recuperate and recover. Most active thing I've done is my son wanted to go bike riding. I was just like, all right, little bit. So did a little bike ride. Know that I've just been at home. Still got a couple more days before I think I'll be fully healed up, ready to go whenever the next one is.
Well, now that you've won the title, now comes the task of holding on to it, which I've heard a lot of people say, and I think you've got enough experience. You could tell us it's probably harder holding on to it after you win it than it is actually winning it, isn't it?
Yeah. This is my third time being AIWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. The first two times I was the champion, I don't remember how long I held the title. It wasn't like a streak what Jack just did with the title. So hopefully I can break my own record of holding on to this belt. When I was the world champion the first time, I held it just shy of a year. So maybe I can repeat that with the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title. We'll see. I have no idea what challenges lay ahead of me, but y'all know me, I'm up for anything.
I feel like now that Justin Flash is the champion, that his business is going to pick up. That's obvious.
Yeah. Obvious.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple messages today from guys in the wrestling business who I've never talked to before. So yeah, I think you're onto something there.
Hey, can you come down here and wrestle? Yeah, look at that.
I replied to one guy that just, hey, I'm all right. He was asking how I was doing. I looked at his page and I could tell he deals with different promotions. I don't know if he's a promoter or what he is, but we'll see what he has to say later, I guess.
It wasn't the Viper, was it?
No.
Oh no.
I can't even remember what his name was.
Yeah.
The Viper.
Viper.
You will be on you'll be on a lot of radar now.
Yeah.
I haven't been on a wide range of radars in a while, so I've been working my way back up. Built a good name for myself before I went on my little hiatus, so kind of getting back in the swing of things, feeling good, feeling confident. So I'm gonna ride that as long as I can.
Awesome.
It was a perfect storm of things last night. I think I don't know. You could talk to me about like what the pressures are being a champion, because you mentioned Jack and his streak. He won the thing last September, if I remember right. And and it was kind of unexpected the night he won it. But as time has gone on, especially like the last 3 months, well, I honestly, since you returned, because that seemed to like start sending him over the edge mentally anyway. But he got like more abusive toward the other members of the Fighters Club, especially Dalen and David Parrish too. But like Dalen is not a wrestler, you know. I knew that he was like shaking a stick of dynamite with David Parrish, because I don't know if you talked to David Parrish on the outside of the ring, you know, you can tell he's not going to take a lot of shit from anybody, you know, and
right.
And so I was surprised he was able to. I guess he figured, oh, we're tag team champions, you know, I need to, I just need to let things lie. Maybe this will blow over. But like for Dalen, they got really abusive toward him, and I'm like thinking, you know, here this guy is. It's, you know, blatantly, you know, officiating your matches very biased, like. And you're slapping him around and everything. And Dalen just snapped last night. You know, he hadn't shown any sign of like, you know, I thought that he was gonna, you know, want to get away from the Fighters Club. Not that I had seen. I don't know if you guys had seen it. But
I
he
can
had
tell you
just,
that was definitely something that was a long time coming.
Mhm.
I mean, I've seen the video footages over the last several months of how Jack has treated him, and I just kind of shook my head like, how much more is he going to take? And I guess he finally popped last night.
And I think he had been planning this for a while, because I mean, he had at least been planning it since before the match, or maybe a few weeks, because he had the regular referee shirt under the Fighters Club shirt. And so I think maybe his give a damn broke 2 weeks ago, maybe it broke a month ago. I don't know, but it's certainly, the timing couldn't have been any worse for Jack, of that happening. But I mean, he was asking for it. The pressure of being a champion and having everybody come at you, because when they put the Fighters Club together, they were like a family. They went everywhere together, did everything together, ate together, rode together. A lot of times they could all come in one car,
Right.
and I think that I don't know. You guys tell me. I've never been a wrestling champion. After so long and people constantly coming at you, and you got to watch your back all the time. Paranoia seemed like it set in on him, and it just got to him. Is that an accurate assessment of what happened in your experience?
It definitely is, and I think it's the combination of being champion and holding together a faction at the same time, of having the people that are supposed to be watching your back, you start doubting their motivations and thinking, well, maybe they want to be the champion, maybe they want to be the leader. Those things, really, for Jack, the run that he had with the Fighters Club and for holding the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship, he held it together for a really long time, both the faction and holding the title. So I give it up for him for that. But I mean, look at any faction in wrestling; they never stay together forever.
No,
it's just a matter of time before egos start clashing, and things start falling apart. And for him, it was building up for a long time, but it all culminated in one night at Deal with the Steel, when it just crumbled all in
Well,
one
also,
night.
I also, to add to that, I kind of feel like for the first time since the Fighters Club was formed, they seen Jack they seen him vulnerable, when it comes to Justin Flash. Well, they've never had anybody, come at him like Flash did. They're not used to that. No. And I feel like maybe they seen Jack, this fearless leader that they've had for so long, and somebody was finally getting to him. And maybe I'm sure they thought, maybe he ain't as strong as we thought he was, or you know what I'm saying? It's because he had never been shaken before.
Right.
Flash come along. And he had always been had iron grip, you know what I'm saying, on everything. And Flash was the first person to ever shake him. And that makes your troops, that makes the troops question a leader when they see somebody get under his skin.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Brian, I want to say, you've said it before on Mid-Atlantic Wrestling episode before. I want to say Jack was a guest and you questioned him about the strength of the faction and whether it was going to last or not. And you were talking to him about how like the family didn't last and all the other factions of wrestling didn't last. And I can't remember exactly what he responded to that, but lo and behold, what you predicted to happen has come to fruition.
Well, it's like Brian said, they never stay together. I was just sitting there thinking, Brian, think about the original Horsemen, as legendary as they were. They lasted. They got together and named it in like January of '86, and Ole left just about a year later, maybe in January, February of '87. I mean, now they had started helping each other out back into 1985, but they didn't like put together the thing, and it only lasted a year. And people still talk about that to this day. Oh, what's your favorite version of the Horsemen? Well, the reason there were so many versions is they never lasted very long.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's like they remember the good times, It's that thing of egos start clashing, and then they fall apart. But then you spend time apart, and you're like, hey, we had a good thing. Let's do this again. And then they do it again, and then it kind of it's like a band. You know, it's like there are bands who will show up to concerts, and the members don't speak to each other, do their part, and leave. But you can't do that in wrestling. You can't not communicate with your other associates. That's just not possible.
My question is, at some time in the future, will we see another version of the Fighters Club?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, we've seen it before in the past. You know, Jack is still a strong leader, and he could gather another group. You know, somebody else from the Fighters Club could form their own Fighters Club. You know, who's to say?
Well,
What, you know, it's kind of up in the air right now, but it's definitely a possibility.
and let's not be fooled. It's not like Jack is going away. It's not like he had to retire
Oh,
from
yeah.
wrestling because he lost his match.
He's
You
not going
know.
to come back in a hood next week.
Yeah. Underfoot number 2.
He can be Charlie Jack from downtown.
Mm-hmm.
What am I missing here? Charlie Jack from downtown.
Charlie
Brown
Brown
from out of town.
From out of town.
Oh, okay.
And then what was or the Midnight? Okay, because the Midnight
Rider. My favorite was the Dirty Yellow Dog.
Dirty Yellow Dog, yeah.
Yes.
Was that Brian Pillman?
No.
No.
Well, it was Brian Pillman did one, but then the original was Barry Windham.
Barry Windham.
Really? That was
Yes.
before. When did he do that? What promotion? I don't remember that one.
WCW.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Dirty Yellow Dog.
He was yellow from top to bottom, man.
Yeah.
Dirty Yellow Dog.
Yeah, I've always had a sneaking suspicion the Midnight Rider was Dusty Rhodes, but I don't know. I never saw him.
Yeah, I don't know. You say so.
Well, it's these crazies.
I take your word for it.
Well, there's a bunch of crazies on the internet that say that the Bullet and Bob Armstrong are the same guy. That's the most ridiculous
Right,
shit
yeah.
I've ever heard in
Yeah.
my life. I mean,
There's a lot of people got that chin.
This is really off. Never mind. That's too off the subject. Never mind. Well, it's stupid. Never mind.
What? No, what? No. I mean, if we're talking,
Okay, because we're talking about wrestling, and so I mean, okay, so I'm watching Smoky Mountain, and there's this guy. Okay, and there's a guy, and he's in full black from wrist to ankles, and he's wearing a hood, but he also has on tights like trunks that were familiar. And I looked at him and I said, "That's the Road Dog." And all you could see was like his teeth, but it's because I'm such a huge Road Dog mark that I recognized him by his mouth and teeth. But he was also wearing Brad Armstrong's Bad Street trunk.
Oh, really?
There was a funny. We were talking about Bob Armstrong and the Bullet. You know, there was a fanboy page on Facebook, you know, that was set up for Bob before he passed away, you know, and that was one of the normal subjects. You know, people would go on there and like they'd post a picture of Bob and post a picture of the Bullet and say, "Can you believe there are idiots out there that thought these were the same guy?" You know, and it's clear, you know, and that's like what the ongoing joke there. And after he passed away, it like more and more people started coming in that group because, you know, Bob Armstrong, especially in Tennessee, was a beloved star in the 70s, right? I mean, really. And maybe even longer than that. He was big time down in Florida too, right? Atlanta, you know, all over the Southeast.
Continental.
I think he had a run too. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say with
Continental after they took over Southeastern, because that's one of the ones I'm watching. After Continental took over Southeastern, it's like they just exploded. They brought in Gordon Soley, and I'm up to the part where now Tommy Rich and Dick Slater has entered Continental, and you know, yeah, buddy, business is picking up down in Alabama.
Okay, so you're watching the ones that they filmed in that big Coliseum in Alabama.
Yeah, and they
Okay,
paint
now
that thing every
there
week.
was another
every taping.
organization Bob Armstrong was in that was a smaller one that
Might
I
have been
watched.
Southeastern. Might have been
But it was
Southeastern.
after, but it was after Smoky Mountain,
Oh,
and he
no.
was
Yeah,
the
this is
commissioner,
85.
and he had brought in all the boys.
Well,
But
he does everywhere because all the
Right,
boys now
but-
have made it to Continental.
But the thing is Road Dog. Well, I'll call him Road Dog. Brian James was wearing his WWE gear, like
Mhm.
when he was wrestling, and we just randomly found. I don't remember what organization that was. I don't know.
Well, it had the late 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah, because
Was
yeah, and it was
UWF?
all of them. and
UWF was before.
They
Smoky
were Bob Armstrong. They were working heel in that organization. They were all heel, even Bob Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
almost like an invasion type thing.
Oh, yeah. Both UWFs. There was two UWFs. Remember, Mid-South became UWF. And then there was the other UWF that was in New York that was ran by that guy that was the cokehead and died of a heart
I
attack.
don't narrow it down a little more, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hang on. Let me get out the old Google machine here.
Sorry, Justin Flash. We took your heat and took it back to the 90s.
No, I'm just listening to the storytelling now.
UWF, no, not University of West Florida Wrestling.
We do this every week, though. We get into this nostalgia stuff.
Oh,
We
I
have a
know.
little
I'm
bit of
always watching.
a little bit of Mid Atlantic, a little bit of '90s wrestling.
Yeah, Universal Wrestling Federation was an American professional wrestling promotion owned by Herb Abrams. That's the guy I was talking about, from 1990 to 1996.
Oh,
The
Herb.
Yeah, the company aired nationally on Sports Channel America and later on Prime Ticket and ESPN2. I do not remember that federation. I have since learned about it on podcasts and like looked it up on YouTube, and it is pretty crazy, man. There's a couple of times you can tell, oh, Herb's really jacked up.
He was notorious back then, man, for just his weird stuff he was doing.
Yeah, and didn't they find him like naked in a hotel room, bunch of drugs, and you could tell that some hookers in there and all that kind of stuff. Let's see.
You know what? Speaking of that, okay.
Speaking of drugs or hookers.
Well, it's a segue. I'm leaving for Vegas a week from today to go out there for the Cauliflower Alley Club. Well, it's so weird that all these videos have started popping up on my timeline of this dude who rides through the streets of Vegas filming hookers walking down the street.
Really? What social media platform is this?
Facebook.
Oh.
He does and that's what he does. He just rides down the street filming hookers. And I just thought it was very weird.
Maybe.
Wait a minute. Don't hang up. What do you want?
And bring me the iPhone back.
Oh, well, excuse me. You're going to have to wait till after this.
Well, I might be in bed by then. It's going to be over by now. It's like 8 o'clock.
It's 7:42.
7:42, she said.
Yeah, this is from YouTube. This is UWF Beach Brawl 1990.
Tell Ty come get it if he can see out of that right eye.
And he's a little hungover, I think.
Hungover? Is he trying to drink away the pain?
Brian takes great delight in that.
I was telling him I come up and seen him this morning. That poor old eye was just black with scars all around it.
Yeah, I talk about the beating I took in the match. I don't think it compares to anything you and Ty did last night. So I'm just thankful I wasn't in that one, I guess.
You have Ty come get it. He can come on the air with me here.
Yeah, he could come on the air.
I might get it tomorrow. I'll make these orders and then I'll get it tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
I'll say the viewers might enjoy seeing that.
I know. I was going to try to get him down here. Anyway, where were we?
Well, one of my favorite docu-series of the HBO of many a year ago was the Hookers on the Point docu-series.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And that you can't find it anywhere anymore. And it was one of the best things ever. It was, it's too vile for my favorite thing that this one hooker said, because it's just, it'll probably get us kicked off of something.
Well,
So
don't get
it
me
was so
wrong.
good.
My plan is to go from the airport to the hotel. Everything I need is there. Other than the fact I'm within walking distance of Fremont Street, which might be bad. But everything else, I don't plan on going to these places that they're showing. I don't know why it's all of a sudden started just popping up on my Facebook feed of Vegas hookers walking down the street. It's like a travel agent knew I was going, and they thought, well, let's just bombard him.
No, your phone's listening to you, and
I believe that now.
oh yeah, I believed it for years. And this microphone, I'll turn it off when I get up from the computer, and every time I come back, like the next day or whatever, it's back on again. It turns itself back on, and it listens to Jinky in here working. And if she mentions needing some Yankee candles or something, guarantee you, bet your ass next time I log into my Yahoo email, Yankee candle ad.
Well, this camera I have right here, it stands on a little tripod and everything, and I plug it into my computer. When I take that thing out, I unplug it, wrap a cord around it, and I hide it up here in the corner.
It's probably not a bad idea.
If they gonna figure out a way to turn that thing on, all they gonna see is that wall.
Yeah, see the drug and sex. So
Yeah,
of her.
I thought they'd done a Herb Abrams Dark Side of the Ring.
They
Yeah.
did. So there it was. So if you want to do your own research, there you go. But yeah. So
Anyway. Matt Carter, Rick Diesel, Brian, Reagan. My time on here was limited this evening.
all right.
I've got to depart, and I will see y'all in Mount Airy soon to defend that title.
All right.
Sorry we took your limited time and
Congratulations.
just crapped all over it.
Oh no, like I watch every week. I sit here and this is all I do is just kind of watch and smile and take notes.
Oh,
Just so I can remember this stuff because y'all stories get kind of wild sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Well,
did go
I'm
off the
super
rails.
excited to produce your matches. So.
Thank you for everything you do, and thank you guys. I'll see y'all again soon.
Hey,
All right,
Flash,
bye.
congratulations.
Thank you.
And you can always remember, folks, I always keep this Mark James book close by when we do this show.
That's what I got to get. I need that book. Where do I get that book?
Amazon.
Amazon? Okay.
Yeah, just look for
or just the next ad that pops up on Facebook.
yeah,
Well,
afterwards.
I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, I'm also an old person, and so I shop with some television. Please don't show that book because my friend had a real funny thing to say about that book.
Tell it.
I'm sorry. Matt shows his book. I'm going to show mine. Drake Tungsten, Body Slams, Beef Jerky, and
It
Beer.
might cause a divorce
On
if I
Amazon.
say what my friend said. So
It might cause a divorce.
might cause a divorce of that
Oh,
wrestler.
well, it ain't in the book.
No, I'm saying what she said should have been in the book, and she goes,
Well,
was
yeah.
beep in the book because I guess not because he's still married. So
Well, I plugged him and then you unplugged him.
Oh, I know. A lot of people.
I'm trying,
He
Greg.
might
I'm
sell
sorry,
people
man.
probably.
I pushed your book at least.
Hey, listen to this card from August 20th, 1986, Jim Crockett Promotions, Indianapolis, Indiana State Fairgrounds. NWA World Champion Ric Flair versus Dusty Rhodes. That was not long after he won the title back from Dusty. The Rock and Roll Express beat the Midnight Express. Nikita Koloff versus Magnum TA. Pretty good solid card so far, huh? Tully Blanchard versus Wahoo McDaniel. Arn Anderson versus Manny Fernandez. Jimmy Valiant versus Shaska Watley. The Barbarian versus Sam Houston. And they opened with Jimmy Garvin against Todd Champion. So,
Poor Todd Champion.
yeah. What was his remember he teamed up with Firebreaker Chip and he was
They were the wrecking crew? No, the road crew. You mean when they were a road crew?
no he was with
The Patriots.
One was a fireman and the other one was
a soldier.
paramedic.
Oh, okay.
Soldier.
I got my organizations crossed up, so
I remember
I was thinking about Mike Enos.
I remember them doing a promo and he was doing the Desert Storm thing and like and be a true patriotic American and always play fair at sports, something like a real hokey, right? And Firebreaker Chip goes, "That's right," and he's fired up, man. "That's right, kids, and whatever you do, Don't play with matches.
Because we're strippers.
That's what happened to him, right? He got into the male stripping.
I think
Gross.
so.
I'm going on the record and saying gross.
Firebreaker chip.
You better sell some ads.
You know why? Everybody's probably already left. What's the point?
Actually, we still have 14 people watching.
Really? Here,
Well, I
let me.
guess take away 1 or 2, so 12 if you don't count me and Brian because we have it on. But
Yeah, let me go ahead
and I have to go to the powder room.
Yeah, let's give the people a visual aid real quick of Firebreaker Chip so they know who we're talking about. Yeah, here we go. There he is. Firebreaker Chip.
There it is.
Man, I have no comment. All right. Let me take a drink of water and I'll get selling some ads. Wow, there's a match with Rick Rude against Firebreaker Chip from December 29th, 1991 on YouTube. Let's see here.
Hey, I'm in Crockett 88 on YouTube, so I ain't too far from that.
Yeah, 88 was rough go at the beginning, springtime of 88. Dusty was doing some strange things with the booking at that point, at least in my opinion. But that's
Well,
looking
they
back
did
on.
have the bunkhouse stampede that January,
Yeah.
and what was it, Albany, New York's?
Oh no, it was all out on Long Island at the Long
Oh, it
Island
was?
Civic Center. Yeah, that was the pay-per-view that Vince ran the Royal Rumble against Free on USA Network to sabotage it, like he had done.
This is in New York.
Yeah, and they Cornette has said several times on his podcast we shouldn't have never been there. He said the crowd was dead. He said they were so dead that he thought that that people had been forced to go in there at gunpoint. He said they didn't get it. They were used to WWF style sports entertainment, not pro wrestling, and they didn't care about it. And another thing I heard later on about that was that the show started actually around 7:00, but when the early tickets went out, because you still had to go to Ticketmaster someplace in person and buy the tickets back
I remember
then.
those days.
Yeah, and the tickets had 8:00 on them. So when the bulk of the crowds showed up for the show had already started. So that thing was bungled all different kinds of ways. So yeah, so again, kids, if anybody ever tells you everything was always buttoned up back during the territory days, they're lying, because shit went sideways back then too.
Yeah, they always had something going crazy.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know what that's like. That's why I'm telling Matt how to run his show now.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking I needed to go ahead and take care of some of these sponsor things. And Premier Auto Detailing is the official car wash and detailing service of AIWF Mid-Atlantic and AIWF Ringside Wrestling. We say hands down the best car cleaning service in town. You can give them a call at 336-883-5722. That's 336-883-5722. They can do individual jobs for you if you got your car. If you're just like me and don't like to wash a car and it's kind of really dirty on the inside and needs a good deep cleaning from somebody who knows what the hell they're doing, you can call them up and they'll be glad to help you with that. Or if you own a business, say you've got a used car lot and you need a like fleet service type deal, or you own a towing company and got a bunch of trucks and need regular cleaning done on them, but you just don't have the time. This is the people that can help you out. Premier Auto Detailing, and I'll be glad to help you out with all that kind of stuff. You just give them a call, 336-883-5722. And let's be clear about this. They service the Mount Airy, Surry County area of North Carolina. You might be able to get them come a little farther out if the price is right. But 336-883-5722, give them a call and be sure to tell them that we sent you from AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Tees Creations Custom Apparel. If you have the need for custom t-shirts for a ball team, a family reunion, anything like that, they can help you out. They also do tumblers. They're actually working on a couple of t-shirts, myself and Jinky from Deal with the Steel.
I got an awesome shirt from them for Deal with the Steel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine's going to be just like yours. But they can hook you up with all this kind of stuff. You can visit their website. They've got, standardized stuff like you see here on the picture, but if you need a custom job, they can help you with that too. Check them out. There's teescreations22.com, teescreations22.com, no apostrophe there, just tscreations22.com. You can find them at Tees Creations by Allied Apparel on Facebook, or you can find them on TikTok at Tees Creations. That's all you got to search. And they do have live sales like about once a week on there, Rick Diesel?
Well, as you can tell by the phone call I got a while ago, whenever I remember to take her the iPhone back.
So they might be having one tonight or tomorrow.
Then, so look for tomorrow.
Well, there you go. All right. And for the cheapest advertising in wrestling podcasting, that's us. I'd like to see somebody find me some cheaper advertising anywhere. We're putting a headlock on high advertising prices, $10 a month for reads, just like you heard. Or if you want to do a video spot, we can set you up one of those for $30 a month. Or if you just got something you need to promote, like a yard sale, or you want us to congratulate your kid for graduating high school or getting out of jail, whatever, we'll be glad to help you out with that. $6 a week, $10 a month. We'll be glad to have your ad here. We'd love to have you. We're putting the headlock on high advertising prices. We operate on all these platforms. Stitcher is going away in a few weeks, probably a few days, I think.
29th.
So Stitcher,
is it changing to something else or just
No,
disappearing
it's
altogether?
Apple
going away, and I'm very upset.
Apple owns it, and so they're just going to shut it down because they've got all the same shit on their platform.
But they don't. They don't have the backlog. They don't have the back catalogs of most podcasts.
Oh yeah.
So the one, so Apple Podcasts and Stitcher is basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. But Stitcher's going away, but we're on all these other platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts.
Wait a minute, Alexa.
Yeah, tune in app.
I don't even know what that is.
Does that mean I can look at Alexa?
I know what Alexa is.
Well,
I don't know what. I guess I'm gonna get hit with a stop sign for yelling at Brian.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm saying, can I go to my Alexa and say, "Hey Alexa, play
What is, I
Ringside
don't know
Wrestling"?
what TuneIn is.
Try it and see. See
I
if
don't have
works.
it. I don't have it because I want to listen to me.
Hey Alexa, play Ringside Wrestling.
Ain't gonna work. You'll need to say AIWF.
This is the most riveting episode we have ever done. I think. What's the podcast awards? What is?
I don't know. I know
No.
they give you a Marconi for excellence in broadcasting. You're doing something historical, and so I'm expecting mine tomorrow. So, yeah, that's why I'd make that joke. Shine up that Marconi, right?
It just played some weird song. Maybe I didn't say it right.
May say Alexa, please play AIWF Ringside Wrestling.
Okay.
Try that. Boy, if this works, it might help.
AIWF Ringside Wrestling.
I'm interested to see if this works. I'm gonna stop the screen share so we can watch.
She just backtalked me.
Oh wow.
She got an attitude with me, so I don't know.
Well,
Like most women in your life.
yeah,
Yeah, because I did get a dirty look just before.
our video numbers are way better than our audio numbers anyway. So it may be hard for it to find because the algorithms just aren't going to easily lead somebody down that path quite yet. But on a
I
good,
need to keep trying.
oh yeah, I wish I could figure out the formula on what to do to cure that ill. But so did anybody hear my rant about maybe another AIWF podcast being started up last week? Reagan did. I know she
I
was
was
right.
on there. Yeah.
I
think
actually
we
heard something because last week was when I was like all goofy at the fair, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes,
I seem
it
like I
was.
remember something you said about that, but
Well,
then somebody ordered a cheeseburger.
yeah, it was probably right after I said I made the comparison as like I'm not able to give away pussy on a troop train, because the thing that infuriated me about it, and I'm going to bring it up again, is like, for the AIWF, we cover AIWF Mid-Atlantic here, but the show was not designed for that. If you go back and look at our early episodes and watch the first 10 minutes of any one of them, all we did was promote other shows from around the affiliate programs. But next to Jason came on when he was one half of the World Tag Team Champions from the I can't remember their team name. I'm sorry, Jason. Jason came on. We had James Anthony's been on before with RWC. And I went down there, went to the effort to going down to New Bern to cover Frankie Fontaine's promotion one time during the pandemic to put it on the show. But other than that, none of the other promotions have even, even talked to us about coming on.
Well, this show, when I remember when you first developed this show, you developed it as a show, as a platform that all the AIWF affiliates had access to. And
right.
That was the purpose of it. And unfortunately, it just happened that, we didn't get the participation that you was hoping for. So it just sort of, morphed into a Mid-Atlantic only. And it's not our fault.
No,
it's just where our information is at. So we talk about what we know. If anybody else wants to talk about anything, they was more than welcome to.
I know, and it would be nice, and we wouldn't have to go once we're done talking about Mid-Atlantic, go into this 90s wrestling and 80s wrestling, because you can't sustain a podcast just talking about one very
right.
one thing. And it would be nice to be able to talk about other controversial stuff in other places.
Or show footage from the other promotions, any of that stuff. I mean, I'd love
footage, guests.
Yeah, I mean,
their upcoming events.
I mean, we have a person from Mid-Atlantic who is going to be in the tournament for the AIWF World Belt. I mean, it would maybe bring on the person who's in charge of that to talk about that.
Yeah.
No, but he's the motherfucker that wants to start up a brand new AIWF podcast. So that's why I was going insane. I was like, you already have this platform. So I'll tell you what, and I'll say this again, and I said it kind of blunt last week, and if you think I'm a dick or a douchebag, that's fine. That's okay, but I'm trying to help you, okay? I'm gonna use my sharp tongue because that's what needs to be done here. This show is funded. It's got sponsors. We're trying to get more. It's not easy, but it ain't going nowhere. And I've seen other people that I know and have mutual friends with in the wrestling business that think what we do is pretty cool and try to start up their own podcast. And then 6 weeks later, it's gone because they didn't realize the expense involved and the work that goes into it to keep it going. Right. Because I mean, it doesn't cost a fortune. It's not like buying a radio station and getting a licensed transmitter, but it ain't cheap either. And so you already have a format here on Ringside Wrestling. It's not called AIWF Mid-Atlantic Ringside Wrestling. It's
right.
AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Hell, I'll say it again. I even put out the call, hey, if you're in North Carolina or South Carolina and you're not in the affiliate program, that's okay. You could come on too, because I was trying to just get anybody to jump on. Crickets. So,
And I think when Brian and I started, you used to show posters from the other AIWF affiliates.
Yep. And I went out and got those on my own. And it took me between 30 minutes and an hour every week to put that together. And I got tired of it because I couldn't get any help, couldn't get any footage, and
don't expect him to come out and beg you for it. We've been on long enough and Matt's been doing this long enough. You need to come to him. He ain't going to chase you down. No. So if you don't want to come on here, that's fine. We got plenty of shit to talk about.
No,
if we run out of stuff to talk about, I'll just take my clothes off.
Yep. And then I'll hit end conversation and we'll come back next week before we get thrown off any.
But we'll have plenty to talk about when we come back.
Well, and I'm glad to announce too that our YouTube page, our YouTube channel, I should say, I need to use the right terminology. Our YouTube channel is approaching 950 subscribers. And I am so thrilled with that. Let me just share this here.
And just so you know, Matt, you haven't sent me any episodes of these in a while.
Because the drive's been full, they won't fit. There's too much other stuff in there, and
It's empty now because I've been fighting it all day.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll drop you one in there. Well, I need the you'll have to send me a fresh a link to something that's in there so I can get in.
But you know what? That freaking thing is still saying videos processing.
Okay, so this is our YouTube channel. Now you can see we're up to 942 subscribers, 222 videos, all that kind of stuff. This is cool. We got a podcast tab here that has this show on it, right? And you can see all the videos here. But my favorite part is the playlist. This is for make it easy for the wrestlers. The wrestlers actually right there. And you can see each wrestler has their own playlist. Although the picture don't match the name a lot of times because YouTube generates these thumbnails automatically.
Yeah, I don't remember Murphy Coxton looking like that.
Yeah, and I don't remember Alex Bryant looking like that.
Yeah.
Everybody
wants to be Clara.
Yeah, everybody wants to be Clara.
Hopefully y'all can't hear my cats fighting in the background.
No, I can't.
Okay, good. Because I was gonna mute if you could.
Let's see, and
I'm all for a good cat fight.
Let's see. Jumping Jimmy, Casey.
Ooh,
Flood,
up in the clouds.
Jackie Anderson, Sean Cruz, Terminator X. Brian, you're involved in that match. That was the blood on the garage door match.
Oh, I remember that one.
Let's see. And see, so all the wrestlers are here. I even put some up for us at first, but then I thought, it
would be nice if I had one video that showed that I wrestled. Just one. That's all I ask.
I'll tell you what, if it gets sent to me from the archives, I'll put it up.
Just one.
Yeah, okay, I hear you.
See, Lodi's got one.
Look who's doing that interview right there, buddy.
Yeah, Rich Landrum.
Rich Landrum.
He's got his own thing right there.
Did I say a Dax Hardwood?
Yep.
Hardwood?
Yep. He's got one. Anybody that I've got video on has got their own playlist.
Why are there so many of Kevin Phoenix? It's so funny. I know they generate their own thing, but it's just very funny that every single one of them.
It's almost like he had a hand in it, ain't it?
I know it's really weird. I will say this: the thing that all those have in common, they were built on the same day. So all the ones with Kevin Phoenix's face, the ones that you see down here with duplicate pictures, those playlists were all generated on the same day.
Gotcha.
Oh, I missed that backdrop with the mouth, the one AC had done.
I cannot find that. I think somebody stole it.
Yeah, see, that's Dax Hardwood with KC McKnight. Yeah, this is from Seasons Beatings.
In Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
288 views, buddy.
Oh, I forgot about that riff.
That's back when he had all that hair.
He's with Jimmy Love's promotion now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Who's that?
The guy that don't like me.
Which one?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I used to like going down there to Clayton. That's where I got hooked on Zaxby's because they used to come to do the concessions down there. Damn you, Lewis Moore.
God dang, yeah.
Anytime I go to Zaxby's, those words come out of my mouth. Damn you, Lewis.
God, look how skinny Matt Houston is.
But
he's standing outside the ring and his belly is outside the ring with him.
Oh, my.
I'm not going to say anything.
Send your hate tweets to Rick.
Love him to death, but it is what it is.
But and so we have a community tab here where we I'll put polls up every now and then. We got did you enjoy AIWF deal with the Steel 2023? We've got 4 votes and all of them are yes so far. So that's kind of nice. But then we got the playlist, we got the podcast. I can go in here, like you can do the videos to show all the videos, right? And but like this, I love this popular. And it shows you what your biggest videos are. Clara versus Nurse Micah.
Wait a minute. Does that honestly say 167,000 views?
Yes. Yeah. Clara and I were talking about that last night.
Jesus Christ. Yes,
Yeah.
It's almost like people actually like women's wrestling now.
Yeah. And look at this.
Okay, I'll do it right now. I'll send it to you through Facebook. Who do I send it to?
Me.
All right. Bye.
Second most popular is Clara versus Jada Stone.
Did y'all hear that?
Is Ty coming?
Yep. Well,
Oh.
he's coming, but he's coming on here with us.
Oh, okay. So he's going to be on the show.
Yes.
Awesome. So yeah, as you can see, Clara versus Stormy Renee, 1.1 thousand views. But yeah, Clara versus Nurse Micah is what got this channel off to its start. And I'm hoping that that it'll continue to go. And when we hit 1,000 subscribers, maybe the algorithm will change and it gets to where it automatically shows it to more people. So, but yeah, very happy.
I gotta quit trying to scroll down. I'm sitting here trying to scroll down.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that freaking, my mouse is messed up.
But yeah, so that's our YouTube channel. And you know, and see the good thing, and I'll tell just the fans that, just so you know, again, like the Roku, we put all the new stuff up there, you know, the new episodes of Mid-Atlantic and all that kind of stuff. It goes there first. So that's where you find all the latest stuff. The YouTube is kind of more of an archive for the Mid-Atlantic shows and this show and all that kind of stuff, because once you put it on, there's no limit to your space on YouTube. You can put up as many videos as you want and they'll sit there forever. So, you know, just keep that in mind if you're ever looking for something like, wait a minute, where's, you know, the Mid-Atlantic show's like a month and a half behind on the YouTube channel. Well, you need to head over to Roku so you can see the latest ones. Right. iPhone 10 entered the waiting room. That would be Ty, I believe.
Probably so. That's all they have up there.
iPhone 10 is connecting to audio for those of you radio.
Now, y'all keep in mind, he's not used to doing a lot of this live stuff. Oh my God, she's on there with him.
Unmute. Unmute, and he's drinking.
Oh my!
Oh boy, here we go.
It's light beer though, so it should be fine.
Is there less?
You gotta unmute. You're muted.
Unmute. When you iPhone people, tell them how to do it.
Do you have to hold the? Oh.
Okay, am I still muted?
No, we can hear you now. We can hear you loud and clear. Well, there's Ty Tyson. We got Brian and Ty.
Look at that eye.
In the virtual world, both in the same place, but still stay apart.
The bruise gets darker and darker as the day goes by. Like it was not that dark this morning.
It's like going in a time machine back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Who worked Brian back to the 90s, that's where they looked the next day.
We went to the store earlier and people kept staring at me. I looked at Trish. I said, "Does it look that bad?"
Yeah.
It looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself.
It looks pretty bad. Brian, I hope you feel as bad as I do.
I bet I do. If I had to take a guess.
But Brian, now that you see his face,
just as bad, if not worse, than you.
Hey, but Brian, now that you see his face, doesn't it make you feel a little better?
It does. Yeah.
I think it's funny if you look behind him. Whenever Haley's down here, that's the same place she is when we're on the when we're on the air.
Oh, when I mentioned I was coming on, she stuck her head out through the door. I was like, "Oh, I know where she's going."
No, I was getting food, and then
She's got to get in front of the camera.
Like, I don't want to unmute, and I was like, "You guys are such old people," so I came down here and saw them.
Oh, she called him old.
I feel like I'm old right now.
Look at my shirt.
Oh my God!
Why don't you move your beard?
Is that a
Son of a bitch.
Can you
She
put that
figured
on
out
the-
a way to go live.
Would you hush? Would you hush?
I get I get to Bill T's creations twice for this week's show.
Is that a sweatshirt or a hoodie?
Sweatshirt.
Oh, I like that. Could you make it a hoodie?
Yeah, Daddy'll have to order me some, but I can.
That's not trademarked.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Not like that. So
Yeah, we buy random shit with that on it all. But I like that. Can you do it in other colors?
You can do another color.
I'm trying to make a sale here, and she walked
You
away.
lost it, man.
This won't be sublimated. That's sublimation.
I don't know the difference, so
Yeah.
I want. That means it washes better, right? Like
Yes.
We're at August 20th now, and just thinking about it, our next Roku taping on September 2nd is already going to be Labor Day, and she's showing that Halloween shirt. It makes you we're getting into the Burr months. That's what they call them in the Philippines, the Burr months, because they don't really. The only rich people do Halloween in the Philippines, so everybody else starts putting up their Christmas decorations as soon as September hits.
I start Christmas in September for my for the t-shirts.
Yeah.
you also start your house.
Oh, she's already done that.
we just decorated for fall yesterday.
I walked in and she's like, "Look at my house."
I think that's just because she's trying to will the heat to go away early.
It's coming next week. It's gonna be like 95 up here, like 2 or 3 days next week.
Oh God, if it's gonna be that hot up there, down here it's gonna be. We were 10 degrees hotter than you guys one day this week. I can't remember what it was. We were like at 95, and y'all were like at 87. Jinky was looking at the thing, and she was like, "Boy, it's nice and cool up in Mount Airy today." And I was like, "I bet you they don't feel that way." 87 high humidity.
Was that the fair show? Because there's about 3,000 degrees.
Oh, it was so hot at fair show. I remember being in concession stand. I just could not stop sweating. It was so bad.
Yeah. Well, we had a wild deal with the steel match. I want to talk about some of the other stuff that happened to deal with the steel. We talked about Brian and Ty, and it looks like all their bad blood got spilled all over the.
Yeah, they drained it out. It's okay now.
It's like a leech, back in the day, they said they would heal, illnesses by putting a leech and sucking the blood out of you.
Bloodletting.
Bloodletting, yes. So
yeah, that's what they do.
That's almost a pagan ritual. So
yeah, President Andrew Jackson was really big into bloodletting. Really was. Little known fact about our former president, the man that's on a $20 bill.
It's a little known fact, which is not surprising to me that you know it.
Yeah.
Well, dang, this past Saturday, me and Brian let out a lot of blood.
I used to watch history. Remember when History Channel actually had shows about history on it?
Yeah.
I used to watch it all the time back then. Yeah. So what's some other news that went on? It was not a good night to be a champion in AIWF Mid-Atlantic last night. We got.
I think the only belts that survived was the ones that wasn't there.
No, Ty successfully.
Yeah, Ty.
That was a title match.
Well, we almost lost. We almost lost a referee.
Yeah,
he showed that. Matt showed that a while ago.
Yeah, did you see that, Ty? Or do we?
No, I didn't get to see that video.
We need to cue that up. Hang on.
Let me see that.
Yeah, we can watch that again.
I got to see that again.
That's must see TV right there.
Yeah. Well,
Daddy needs to tell him what Tim Stone done to him up here earlier.
Trista got
when he showed me his cooch.
What?
Yeah, Tim has a pulled grow and it's nasty. Oh God, it looks nasty.
He whipped that roll that's right there out, and it was like 14 different shades of blue and black.
What?
It looked like a banner behind Matt's head.
Are you talking about his injury on his leg?
Yeah.
Yeah, got a pulled grow.
Okay.
He was like, "Are you embarrassed?" or something like that, and Daddy was like, "What?" And he just pulled his short leg up.
Yeah, he just went, "Look at this." I'm like, I was drinking tea at the time.
Trista got a good angle of me, or good viewing of me and Juliana.
Oh yeah, I seen her in the background.
Damn it.
All right, so we're going to show this video again about popular demand of why why it's
Why you
not,
don't raise your voice to Brian Danzig?
when he's in the middle of combat.
Yeah.
And he don't like it when you people holler at him. So but we're going to take a look at this again. I'm going to play the sound with it so you can hear my reaction. And I'm going to make the clip a little bit longer than it was before, just because it's pretty damn funny. So should be able to see the frozen image. You guys ready?
Yeah.
And here we go.
By that second, that's two. That's what that decision was made.
I think it's all built up from all the yelling that he gets from Juliana his whole life.
Brian
and
Danzig
he just
lost his mind. He's lost his mind. He has attacked Tim Stone. Tim Stone is nursing an injury, and he has busted open Tim Stone.
And here come the zebras. Take their own. There's a crowd chanting, you can't do that.
Well, he did.
Stone is busted open.
All right, here come my favorite shot.
Oh my God.
Just make this a shirt.
I told Matt I want a still shot of that right there.
Yeah, that was something.
I was laying there bleeding.
In Brian's defense, he did get down a little slow. And if he'd got down a little faster, that might have been a 3 count.
Yeah.
But in Tim's defense, he's got a purple ball sack.
Yeah, he told me while I had a hot microphone in my hand last night that he had a groin injury. So clearly he has no problem disclosing these details to the public. So in Brian's defense, maybe it wasn't such a good idea to put a referee in there with a damn groin injury, because he's not going to be Johnny on the spot when it comes to counting.
Oh, Johnny got a spot, all right.
Yeah.
And it's about that big and black and purple.
and I hate that I couldn't help him, but I'm laying there, I'm beat down, bleeding, and I see Brian pick that sign up. I'm like, this is going to be very interesting. And Brian just clocked him with that sign.
Better him than me, right? Because you'd already been through enough at that point.
I said, sorry, Tim, I can't get up right now.
I just want Bill Holiday to see that so he'd go, mm-hmm.
How many times did you
on fire?
Huh?
Who?
Did we ever set Vern on fire?
I can't remember, but Vern got his ass kicked a lot. We set in Pilot Mountain, we set a spear on fire.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him on Facebook the other day. They were like posting an old wrestling picture of you, and he was like, I need to find that picture of me on fire.
You know, he grew up to be like a normal human being.
Who, Spear?
I know. Good for him.
Well,
hey, but ain't many wrestlers
like normal.
Well, consider all this.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't many wrestling promotions that people can say, you know what? I need to go find that picture of when I was on fire. I have one. Robbie Eagles got one. Spears got one.
I should have one somewhere because Don Carson set me on fire.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's missing.
We was like like this really weird ass barbecue for about 10 years there.
That old Spear. Yeah, that.
You have to say we need to invest in some tables because that crowd wanted a table.
You can't find tables like that no more.
They don't make them. They don't make them anymore. All you can find is those plastic ones. It's hard to find wood tables anymore.
Yeah. course, now we've been known to make a few.
Yeah,
we used to be able to recycle a set of table legs, boy.
Yeah, heck, I put Brian through a door, so
Yeah, that shut him up for a while.
yeah.
that was a tease.
They're a bloodthirsty bunch, and it makes me think because a lot of them have little kids that they bring.
I did see some kids leaving crying, and I loved that. Was fun.
Oh yeah, if you can make kids cry, you're really doing a good job as a wrestling promotion. But
Shoot job.
But no, I think a lot of them grew up on ECW, so it's just like they're that's what they they remember watching.
And a lot of them grew up on us, so they're not surprised.
Yeah, because
that's like I said last night. I was talking to somebody backstage, and I said, "This show, there's guys wrestling in that cage out there in that building that when we first started this show, they were not born yet."
Yeah.
If that don't tell you something about longevity.
Yeah, no kidding. And it started in 97 in Stewart.
26 years. This was 26th year of just Deal with the Steel. 26 years of Deal with the Steel. I think we're coming up on 26 years of Fright Night, 18 years of our Hall of Fame, 31 years overall. God, no wonder everybody don't like us.
Yeah. We just hang around.
Yeah, we just hang around like we're like an old scab on your ass. It won't go away.
We're like an old groin injury.
Like an old groin injury. It just takes forever to get that thing to go away. It just keeps getting bigger and blacker.
Oh my. But yeah,
but I'm gonna tell you what. Tim Stone can finally say he's got a big old black groin.
Your grandchild is on there.
Oh, she looks so much like Ty. I didn't recognize her there.
Yeah, it's the reason this show's marked exclusive, guys. I mean, we're not purposefully, like.
Oh, I'm doing everything purposely.
Salacious and crude, but it happens. So and we don't stop it when it gets going.
I'm a very nice person in my real life.
I'm not.
In my fake, or I don't know, or is that my fake life? I don't know.
I can't keep them apart no more. They've been blending in together for so long.
I'm naturally a dick, and I do everything I can to fight those urges every day. It's like an ongoing struggle, and I try not to be. I really try not to be. But when I made that,
actually in your real life,
but see, and like when I made that, I saw that wrestling clip of that girl pulling on that guy's leg on that spot on Twitter or Facebook. Somebody posted, just infuriated me because she didn't have none of those people had any business near or even inside or even within 20 miles of a wrestling ring. And I was so mad, and I didn't feel good that day. And so I saw cottage cheese on my screen. I made a comment about pineapple going well with it. And then after I did it, after about 5 minutes, I felt kind of bad that I'd take a cheap shot at somebody like that. But I didn't take it down either. So,
I'm intrigued. I don't remember this.
No, but it kind of going back to go ahead, sorry.
Oh, there was a clip going around Facebook and Twitter, not last week before last, of some independent show. And the guy was trying to suplex the other guy in the ring. And the girl on the outside was going to grab his foot to cause him to trip, but she didn't know what she was doing. And she started pulling on his foot before the guy even got the suplex hooked. So the guy she was trying to trip couldn't even, there was no way she was helping her friend because
she blew her spot.
Yeah, she blew the spot. And so when he finally gets him up there, she's still pulling on his foot. He drops the guy that he's trying to suplex. They both fall down, and the guy that was being suplexed that was supposed to end up on top actually landed on his head and took the worst end of it, and then rolled over on top of the other guy and pinned him.
And I bet you $100 right now. I got a wrinkled $5 bill right here somewhere, and I'd be willing to bet you that her trainer, because I'm pretty sure she's probably still in training, did not correct her in any way, shape, or form of what she done wrong.
Boy, the internet sure did, though.
Sundays, Ty.
It's kind of to bring it back around to those videos that we watch and that we discuss, and we've talked about the art of a hardcore match. We've seen so many that go so badly on the YouTube and internet, and we have two people right here who had a hell of a hardcore match, one of the most vicious ones I've seen. And they're banged up, but they're both sitting here talking, got sense, not in the emergency room, not with third-degree burns, not with a gashed,
and not needing to start up a GoFundMe to pay for their stupidity.
Right. Now, granted, Ty Tyson might be slurring his words a little for the podcast ends, but as of right now, they're talking very loosely.
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking for the clip. I'm seeing if I can find it. If I had it on my
I think I know what clip you're talking about. I also think the two guys involved, I think they're pretty green too, I think.
Well, that's the problem nowadays is trainers and promoters will let green people do anything. And it's just a big old crap on the business. David Parrish said in the chat room, he said, "Yeah, I wasn't even alive when the first deal with the steel happened," and that made me feel good last night to know that he worked inside the cage last night. He was one of the guys I was talking about, that he hadn't even been born. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When we had the first one, and that's very damn.
We all know what happened my first one.
Yeah. His first one he almost bled to death.
Yeah, I remember that night. That was rough. I can't find the clip where we were talking about, but if y'all like to see somebody get hurt real quick, I can accommodate that.
Yes. My favorite part of the podcast.
People doing dumb shit and getting hurt on the internet. Here we go.
Wait a minute, that ain't wrestling, is it?
Oh, damn.
I mean, I'll take it, but
hey, I'm the one where that guy set himself on fire and then blew the stuff and caught him on fire.
Yeah, I like seeing stupid people in wrestling get hurt because they're morons and they haven't been trained properly.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find you something. Let's see here. I got a one where the girl kills the bird.
No, I don't want to see animals die.
Well, I know
come on a little while ago, Ty, and he was all excited and happy and glowing like a new mama.
Who?
Justin Flash.
Oh,
come on a while ago, he was all glowing and happy like a new mama.
I'm happy for Flash, man. He deserved that, man. He really did.
Yeah.
Flash is a hard worker. He's a great talent, man. He's put a lot of work into AIW, especially in the Mid-Atlantic, and see him win. Oh man, I was standing outside the building when he got to 1, 2, 3. You think it was a revival going on inside that place? I mean, it was insane. People running in and out of the building. It was crazy.
Oh!
Oh!
Action. I don't know how Matt finds these things.
Oh my God.
Matt just finding random videos.
Twitter.
But yeah, I was hearing stories of people running around out in the yard, like their soccer team had just won the World Cup.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I think it was the combination. It was the perfect combination of people wanting to see Jack lose and wanting to see Justin Flash win. It was double elation.
It was like the perfect storm.
It was
come together.
And for me, I don't think it was so much hatred towards the Fighters Club in general. Just those fans, they hate Jack, and anything that would affect him, they were for it. And seeing Fighters Club just crumble, like they love every second of it. From Claire losing her title, the tag titles changing hands, and then him losing the Mid-Atlantic title, Dalen walking out on him. I mean, it just everything. They exploded for everything.
It's like Christmas. It was like Christmas for the fans.
I've never seen people hate someone as much as they hate Jack. It's crazy.
Yeah, they do. I mean, he's caused some damn near riots in there. All right, as requested, Reagan, I found it. I had to go way back in my Twitter feed.
I love this one.
I found it. Let's take a look.
Blowing fire. Oh! Poseidon's going to... No, he's on fire. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Somebody help.
Here, lady, help me.
Somebody threw a water bottle. There's a water bottle.
I love it. Somebody threw a closed water bottle at him.
On fire. Oh, no.
Watch.
Somebody help him. We need help.
Bam, there it is.
Oh!
We are evil people that we would laugh at other people's pain. We've all been there.
I would not. Okay, so if this was somebody standing at their stove and they turned on their gas stove and that happened, I would not laugh, because that's something that does not require training. That requires training. That requires knowledge. You should know what you can and can't use to blow fire.
Preparation, understanding, research,
and a plan
do the
for
research.
if it goes bad.
Uh-oh.
Here's another wrestling related clip. Probably gonna be painful for you to watch.
Ugh.
Oh, that white stuff is already on the floor. I thought when I was head exploded.
No, watch his right leg. The guy that jumps off the back.
I can't watch that, and I can't watch when Sid Vicious broke his.
I've never seen that because I don't want to.
You haven't seen that? Oh,
No.
man, that is nasty, boy.
Yeah,
Hey, Matt, have you seen the one where Ray Phoenix broke his arm? Remember that one?
Oh, I don't know about that.
He done something to the floor and ended up snapping his arm. It was on one of AEW's pay-per-views, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was a pretty nasty break too.
And then there was somebody else who, I don't remember who it was though. Ugh, yuck.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's even trained professionals can get hurt. So that's all the more reason to not do it if you aren't a trained professional.
Oh, here's one from the archives that I remember playing on this show, and we got a lot of mileage out of. That's really fun.
Is this? Oh.
Fuck it!
Is that the one he said? Yeah.
Fuck it!
One more time.
Fuck it!
I hope those 5 people in that crowd enjoyed that, and I hope that guy got a real good hot dog out of that.
I bet it wasn't no Tease Treats hot dog.
No,
it wasn't.
That was a dirty hot dog water crock pot hot dog.
It probably had, like canned chili on it, and oh no, that guy didn't deserve chili.
I'm gonna tell a funny Chris Tenney story though. So he was really, and this is not like a fuck it thing, but he was very talented, like was his a moonsault or shooting star press?
Moonsault.
So he used to come, we used to live in an apartment with a pool, and Chris would come and practice his moonsault into our pool to perfect it. And one day he was he jumped straight up, flipped backwards like his moonsault, but somehow came back down in the exact same position, and his front then slid down the side of the pool and ripped off his whole chest. It was great. It was great. I'm surprised he didn't lose nipples. It was, and I've never seen, and it was perfect. It was like straight up moonsault, but then land. Yeah, it was, I don't know how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I just told some business how Chris Tenney perfected his moonsault in the pool.
Well, if you think that hurt,
I just hope he's still in the. I hope he's still watching.
Oh, I wish he was too.
Watch this.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get worse.
Oh no,
it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get
lay
worse.
him gently.
What do you think's gonna happen now? Anybody want to take a guess?
I don't know. All I know is that.
He's looking up.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
lay there a little longer.
Right. And he's not even.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'll take it. Jesus.
What? Look closely how he lands. This is
right on his ass. You know that hurt.
Oh, the table didn't even slow him down.
No, it didn't.
Oh.
Now the guy who got laid on the table when it broke and laid on, that has happened to me before.
Yeah.
That has happened.
You didn't lay there that long, did you?
No, it was a spot. It was a spot where a guy was dropping an elbow on me and the table broke. And luckily the guy had enough sense just to come on with the elbow. So I wasn't laying there too long.
I mean, he just lays
it was
there.
kind of embarrassing.
The guy lays there and he doesn't even like, he's not even like,
Well, he's afraid to move.
You know,
He's afraid he's going to break the table.
he did put himself into position. If you notice, he scooted up just a little bit. Oh, Lord.
Do they not realize what that makes the business look like when they do that? And I'm not talking about the moron coming off top and missing the table. I'm talking about the moron that laid there for 5 minutes waiting for the moron to come off the top and miss the table.
Look at that. Yeah, when your gut pans out like that, you're not.
I remember this clip.
Ow.
Is it?
Boy, you gonna have a Tim Stone growing, you keep that shit up.
I think it's funny the guy that's still sitting there.
Why can't wrestlers buy gear where their pants don't sag down to their knees in the crotch?
Well, men don't wear, in our defense, men don't do spandex as well as women do. We don't have the hips for it.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Hey, Bobby Dalton just sent me a message and said, "Tell Rick Diesel I'm still alive. Thank you."
Oh, thank you, Bobby.
There were a few times
I checked on him. Yeah, I checked on him a couple times last night.
Well, he seemed fine to me last night. It was, but I mean,
every once in a while I'd see him sitting on a bench or something, and I'd just ask him if he's alive.
Oh, okay.
I worry about Bobby. You know.
Yeah.
I got to take care of him best I can. He's one of the team.
Yeah.
We love Bobby.
We love Bobby. We got to make sure he's alive.
I'm checking to see if I can find any more of those random wrestling clips.
I mean, and everybody gets hurt and at some point in their career, or something gets screwed up. You land wrong. You get concussed. Or you might break your tailbone or things like that. But it's like, don't make it, I don't know, more dangerous than it needs to be. Like, I don't know. I always end up sounding like an old person on this show.
You know what? Injuries happen. Accidents happen, shit happens. But when you do stupid shit, it's supposed to happen. It needs to happen, and you need to be hurt because natural selection needs to put you out of this business.
Like this.
Yes.
To me, that right there is just stupid and reckless.
Ugh.
Yeah, just steps on.
He could have paralyzed that guy.
Yeah.
He could have killed him. I mean,
but who's training these people? Who's allowing these people into the business?
I don't know, because this looks like somewhat small. This looks like a neighborhood, like somebody set this ring up in their backyard somewhere in Mexico.
And you know what? And if I piss people off about the things I say, screw you. 31 years promoting. I've earned the right to judge you. And everybody in this room, Matt Carter, Brian and Reagan, me, Ty Tyson, we've earned the right to judge you, because I've been running this goddamn company for 31 years, and Matt, Brian, and Reagan has been here for the most of that, and Ty's the new generation of what we do here. And yes, we will judge you. So stop letting your shit show up on Facebook, or we'll find you and we'll judge you.
And I'm all for extreme stuff. I'm all for extreme and edgy. I'm all for that. But come on, some stuff, man, you gotta think. If you can't do it, or you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it.
Yeah, and I agree with Ty. Like everybody thinks that and I've said this 1,000 times. I sound like a broken record. Hardcore isn't just getting out there and like beating yourself to death with something. There's an art to it.
Yes.
There's an art to it. There's a style to it. There's a nuance to it. It's not just getting out there and getting hurt for the sake of getting hurt.
There's an art to it, and Rembrandt is on this show.
There's an art to
it. It's just like,
I'm sorry.
Oh, I just found another.
He freaking painted masterpieces for years. Okay, I'm sorry.
You want to see some?
Let's go back to what me and Brian done this past Saturday. I mean, we told a great story. It was an emotional story, and we did all that while we beat the hell out of each other.
Right.
You can do these things and still tell a compelling story.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like Reagan says, more than going there and you beat each other to death with stuff. And like your top hardcore guys, you can tell who are the good workers and who are not the good workers. Now I've seen.
Sorry.
I've seen some hardcore matches where it's just this. I mean, y'all just killing each other. There's nothing here. Then I've watched some hardcore matches, and it's just like, man, you could tell that at one point these guys were great workers. Who's like, hey, I want to try hardcore, and end up being really good at it. One of my favorite guys I like watching is Matt Tremont. Like, I mean, I know he gets a little edgier sometimes, but like just from a telling story, compelling, like you can tell this guy is a good worker. Mm-hmm. And you got guys who can do it, and you got guys who can't do it.
The number one thing you have to do before you step in that ring to do anything, rep, manage, wrestle, hardcore, whatever, get your fucking ass trained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, who are the trainers that's cut? Like I'll say it again. Who are the trainers that's cutting these guys loose on this business and telling them it's okay? Hey, what you doing is cool. That they're not teaching them how to do it. I mean, we have guys that's come through this company for years who's wanted to dabble in hardcore, and we've taught them how to do it without serious injury. There's ways to do it, and somebody is not training these guys right, and they are just letting them loose on this business, and they're hurting themselves and other people in it. And honestly, and I get there's fans out there that gets all bloodlusty over this stuff, but screw the fans. Don't kill yourself for them.
Well, and also the same retrospect is like with Brian. I knew going that ring, I wanted to protect Brian, and you got to protect the guy that you're in the ring with. Is you can't just go out there and just be reckless and do whatever. That guy's livelihood is in my hands. When I'm slamming him on whatever I'm slamming him on, or hitting him with whatever I'm hitting him with. Yes, I want to make this look good, but at the same time, I got to protect this guy. He may have a job to go to morning. He's got kids to go home to. Then just going there and just doing stupid, reckless stuff just because you think it's cool. It's stupid. You're going to risk hurting yourself and whoever you're in the ring with.
And you guys had a hell of a good hardcore extreme match last night. And the worst thing come out of it is Ty Tyson has a black eye and Tim Stone's got blue balls.
Hey, don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
I'm sorry, black balls.
Oh, much better. But yeah, the thing is, like, as far as hardcore and just regular rules wrestling matches, I've been hurt more in matches that weren't hardcore, just with simple things in a match that goes wrong, and I've been injured more in those type of matches than I have in hardcore matches.
Oh, you had to poor old Samoa Joe, bless his heart.
Yeah, I just wanted to show everybody that even big multi-million-dollar companies have terrible shit.
Yeah.
Well, think about when Kevin Nash
that was a big knee to the sternum. Yeah.
And Mickey Fulp is joining us.
No,
Nice.
we're going long tonight.
Yeah, I know
Everybody's coming on for the first time in a year. Some people are coming on.
Does Mickey Fulp get entrance music?
Where'd he go?
It goes from the video.
Damn, man, run him off.
Mickey.
I don't know where he went. I hit it.
That was the big knee to the sternum. I seen that.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That's a
I
shame.
mean, and it's the same thing with not just hardcore, but like I'm a fan of like the high flying stuff, like the Mexican, like the lucha libre, and you know some of these things like that these guys can do. But just because you can do it in your trampoline in your backyard doesn't mean you can do it in a wrestling ring.
Right. Exactly. Oh Lord.
Drinking. I'm gonna start drinking.
You might as well. We're the only ones on here that's not now. It's turned into a party.
AIWF after hours.
Is Matt drinking too?
I don't know if Matt is or not. But
I don't know,
cheers,
but
Matt,
Mike-
if you are.
Mickey's talking, but he's muted.
You're muted, Mick.
Yeah, I'm not drinking. I'm
There it
planning.
is. Okay. Hey, there it is.
I'm planning on drinking in the post
Very
show.
happy. Well, he beat Joe Harrison last night, made him pass out or quit. I can't remember what
Well,
it was.
I'm gonna say this: he did not submit, and he did not say I quit. Not
Right.
that I'm gonna get
You
on
gotta
Mickey's
watch
bad
it to see
side,
it.
but I watched that, and Joe Harrison did not end that of his own accord. But not to remind Mickey or anything.
Well, you know, I would say passing out is quitting, so I'll take it. A win's a
That's
win.
semantics.
A win's a win. That's all I can say to it. A win's a win.
Yeah, well, I think Dalen made the right call. Honestly, I mean, for God's sakes, Mickey, nothing against Joe Harrison. Put up a hell of a fight, but Mickey Fulp, you beat his ass pretty good, and then you wrapped a chain around his neck, and you had him down where he wasn't going anywhere. I mean, you choked him out, so he really couldn't say I quit because it was sleepy time. And so I think Dalen made the right call because but you both were so fired up emotionally about it. There wouldn't have been I don't think either one of you would have said I quit voluntarily. That's the only way it could have ended, honestly, in my opinion.
Probably not.
I can't really say you're wrong, Matt. I mean, shit. I mean, I beat the hell out of old Joe with the chair and a kendo stick, put him through a board. I mean, God Almighty, you got to give the devil his due sometimes, man. I mean, he fought like hell, but at the end of the day, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So I saw my opportunity to end the match, and I did. And I'll be honest, you know, I was a little pissed off when I got to the back because I was like, shit, you know, I didn't make him say I quit, and that's the whole point of the match. There was that part of me, but then, you know, I sat down and I really thought about it. And I was like, you know, it's like I told what I told Reagan just a minute ago. A win's a win. I mean, you can't get so caught up in the formalities and all the other BS with it, man. You know, a win is a win is a win. As far as the history books go, a W will be beside my name. And that's all that really matters to me at the end of the day.
Oh, and speaking of history books, I liked your homage to Terry Funk with the Joe Sucks Eggs shirt. That was it takes somebody knows some shit about wrestling to pull off that. So as soon as I saw that shirt, I was like, oh yeah.
It's a damn shame I didn't break his arm or his leg, or excuse me, his leg, because you know I could have wore I broke Joe's leg shirt at the next show, but you know, maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Something to look forward
to. I can see it in Trista's eyes. She's like, who made that shirt for you?
You know who made that shirt for me? I will tell you who made that shirt for me. Carson actually made that shirt for me.
You'll get by with that one then.
Yeah, I love Carson.
Quick, simple, and easy. We just I got the white shirt off Amazon for like $12, and she bought the letters, and you know she just printed it on for me real quick. So, but I knew I had to wear that shirt for this match right here.
Do you still have to iron on those type? I can't show but so much of the fan cam footage before we put the thing up on Roku, but do you still have to iron on the letters like you did back in the old days?
Yeah, she had to iron those on. She had to iron those on. So actually, funny story. I originally had bought like an athletic, like the Under Armour Tri-Fit type of material shirt, and she tried it on that first, and it went all to shit real quick. So she had to end up buying me the cotton shirt. But I when I bought that shirt on Amazon, it didn't say nothing about it being a damn dry fit shirt, so I didn't know what the hell I was buying. I just know I had to make that damn shirt.
It was a good one. I'll give you that much.
Yeah.
Matt, I just sent you a video of that from the crowd of David Parrish coming off the top of the cage.
Oh yeah, I got it here. Hang on a second.
I meant to send it earlier.
How's Mickey doing?
Get out of that.
Put the sound up here. So,
Okay, just take that. That's it. That's it.
well, right after this clip, I got to do the other 2 ads. So I don't. So I
Thought
don't
Mickey was passing out on us.
All right. Well, yeah, we hadn't bored him that much yet.
All right. So this was videotaped by a friend of ours in the crowd.
Listen to that crowd screaming though.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I hope he's still. I bet he's not still in the video, but watching the show. But I wish I'd thought about that when he was in there because that was beautiful.
It was.
Wow.
I mean that was Ricky Steamboat beautiful, right?
Yes,
there.
it was.
It was perfect.
Yep. And just so you know, fans are looking at the clip of that match. We have new tag team champions, Sinister Whiskey, Jeff Flowers, and Sin Crowley are the new tag team champions. David Parrish is out of the Fighters Club. And immediately after exiting the Fighters Club during intermission, when he came out to meet and greet with the fans, well, the ladies swarmed the young Mr. Parrish like bees to honey. So I do not think he's going to regret this particular strategic move as far as
the
his
floodgates opened.
David, he's got a good look. He's very talented. He's very athletic. Kid's got a bright future in Mid-Atlantic. I mean, I he's going to rise to the top very quickly. I see that coming.
Yeah.
I endorse David Parrish.
Yep, and he is an auto racing enthusiast like myself, so we've always got something to talk about. If it ain't wrestling,
He likes hockey too. He knows everything about hockey.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. So very cool. David Parrish out of the Fighters Club. Jada Stone
and into the women's hearts.
Yeah, and yeah,
he is a cutie. He is a cutie.
Jada Stone.
Well, I mean, we had.
I like it.
I guess we had to replace Mickey Fulk with a young, fresh-faced, long-haired
bearded
women to get all mushy about.
Well,
yeah. Well,
listen,
Mickey's off the market now.
Well, I will say also, listen, I give David Parrish his due. I like to think I'm hot shit, but you know, he is a much better looking guy than me. I think we all agree with that. The women flocked to him a little more than they did me back in my single days, and that's okay. I got me a good one, so that's all that matters.
Yep.
Argue with him about that.
Also, yeah. And she came to his, I don't want to say rescue last night, but she definitely helped him put the finishing touches on Joe Harrison.
Listen, okay, let's talk about that real quick, Matt. All I'm going to say is she had nothing to do with this. She just came to the show. She hung out until Joe Harrison ran his mouth at the show back on August 5th and mentioned her name.
Yeah,
so
he did.
I gave her that chain last night, and I said, if I give you the signal, you bring it. Because, yeah, it's an I Quit match. I probably could have brought it in the ring with me, but I really sat and thought about it. I was like, when I get Joe in the position, I'm going to make sure I do it just for her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't
do it for your lady. Do it for your lady.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you shouldn't really be bringing people's spouses and fiancés that aren't public figures into this type of thing, you know. So,
really, really,
what?
Yeah, first time she's ever been on the show.
What? Who? Carson?
You really shouldn't bring people's spouses and fiancés into the business. We're talking about the woman who freaking tried to kill Jack in the middle of the ring.
Oh, Trista?
Yeah, but that's different.
But Jack
it's different now.
Yeah, but Jack attacked her child. I mean, you know, I mean, he put Rose Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, we're not advocating attacking Trista's child or anything.
But I will say this:
thank you.
If you people sit out there and watch Game of Thrones and all the child murdering goes on that show, and you like that, and then you get offended when Brian DDT's Rose Tyson, and I'm sorry, Ty, but she kind of had that coming. She went in the ring and put her hands
We
on
might
her.
not be. Maybe I thought we were over this.
I don't think she had.
Let's dig it back up.
I don't think she had the thing with Jack coming.
Bygones here, man.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the Tim Stone getting hit. I mean, at least he didn't hit her with a stop sign.
Right.
Fair.
At least he didn't hit her in the head so hard with a stop sign it made her balls blow up and turn black.
Like something
It just went bam, boom.
Yeah, like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. He hit him so hard his hand just went down into his balls.
Hey, even better, at least Brian did not hit her with one of them barbed wire steel chairs that he likes to carry around, you know?
Yeah, I felt that a couple times Saturday and it didn't tickle. Yeah.
So did
I was very vocal about the pain. That second time he hit me with it, one of the briars caught me under my arm, and all I remember is like loud as I could. I was like, mother, that hurt.
Oh, now that Trista's back, Trista saw Juliana get in my face.
Yeah.
So she was she saw it pretty good.
Juliana's a cat bird. That's about
y'all have got to tell Mickey what Tim done to Daddy today.
I think you tell that story better. You should tell Mickey this story.
Oh Lord.
I think we already tell this story?
I don't know if Mickey was in there
I
for some
wasn't
reason.
there.
We can't leave the audience in anticipation. Well, I tell you what, don't tell it until after I do this.
I gotta go to bed for my shoot job. We need to hurry up.
I know we've been over here since 6:30.
Oh, well, it's after 9. Well, I got 2 more ads to read. You can leave whenever the hell you want after that. Let's see. Oh no, the controls.
I gotta pee.
Now it's just
like we're the ads.
Now it's just like we're just hanging out.
Yeah, we are kind of. All right, let's see.
Is anybody on? Is anybody watching?
I don't know. They probably like this. Hey, it's time to talk about branch management real quick here. They were our first sponsor. They're our oldest child, and those of you with brothers and sisters know the oldest is always the favorite. And they are a landscaping and tree service that operates in the Mount Airy, Surry County area. They can help you out with all kinds of landscaping deal, pressure washing, gutter cleaning, planting bushes and trees. Although, it's getting close to fall. We were talking about earlier.
Look at that.
It's getting close to fall. It's going to be time to get planting and get those trees and bushes in the ground before it gets too cold. All you got to do, pressure washing, general contracting, gutter cleaning, free estimates. Call 336-648-2487. That's 336-648-2487 for branch management. And they'll be able to be glad to help you out with any of those landscaping needs that you have around. And remember, you plant in the fall so the roots and everything can take hold during the winter and be ready to go in springtime. All right. And our most delicious sponsor is T's Treats, a locally owned food truck based in Mount Airy. Great pizza, delicious dogs, decadent desserts.
Hell is that?
No. If you won't get him no pictures, I will. No, I know them will come from the other truck, but I am not getting in that with you. You send him some damn pictures and he'll put yours up there. I knew that was coming. I knew they hit that day.
Wow, I did
Matt
not.
Carter.
What?
He's not offered anymore. Is this the problem? Is this false advertising? Can I sue?
No.
No, I can't sue, or no, it's not false advertising.
Well, it comes from a T Street truck, just not the one you're thinking about. But she hadn't sent him no pictures, and he needed new pictures. I swear to God, I told her time and time again.
We need
Matt
pictures
needs
of them chicken
and she ignored
fingers.
me.
Them chicken fingers.
Well, I just took the pictures off the damn Facebook page.
Chicken fingers.
And I pulled these pictures at the beginning of July, so they're not even that old.
There are still
336
people watching us.
755-8204. 336-755-8204. Call up Trista and tell her, update the send Matt some pictures of the updated T's Treats menu. You can find them at any of the AIWF Mid-Atlantic shows.
There, is that better?
To them. Look at all that good food. I love their hot dog. The hot dogs are my favorite.
Yeah, I said last week that if Brian Danzig caused me to not be able to eat at T's Treats anymore, I was going to divorce him.
Yeah, so that's how good the food is. You know, they might as well start calling those hot dogs the home wreckers, right?
Yeah.
So that's already a menu item at some restaurant called the home wrecker.
I tell you what, Tim Stone's hot dog would be a home wrecker right about now.
Don't.
Yeah, so tell a story. Tell a story. I mean, we can't. We can't. We can't
Is
lose.
Mickey okay? I just wanted to make sure Mickey was still on here.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. I've heard many, just since I've jumped on here, I've heard at least 2 or 3 things from Rick Diesel about Tim Stone's blue balls and his home wrecker and his wiener. I gotta know. Okay, let's go with the story.
Yeah,
I have to know.
Trista.
Can't build up the anticipation without delivering for the audience. Think about the audience, man.
Tim and Juliana was at my house today, and Daddy comes up here to eat, and Tim was sitting at the kitchen table, and he was like, "Hey, Dean, do you get embarrassed?" And then he pulls his short leg up, and everything's out, and he's showing Daddy his leg where he bruised it.
He's got a groin injury, and it's like this big and black and blue.
And he pulled the whole side.
I was trying to drink tea at the time.
So his everything fell out.
I don't know. It was all looked like one big roll to me. So
Sound like he turned it loose
looked like
to me.
a big black crescent roll.
Ew. Was that his dick, or was it like?
I don't know. It all kind of run together before I can look away. It's like a car wreck with decapitations.
I mean, could you see like pus?
I don't know what it was, man. It was huge and it was black and blue.
Well, we also do an audio podcast, and we should not leave the audio listeners out. I'm trying to paint a picture here. So,
Matt Carter,
I can't paint that picture for you, Matt. It's disturbing.
I got a twisted and dark sense of humor, and when you
he's got a twisted ball sack and it's black and blue.
So
some pictures are best left unpainted.
Yeah. Good one, Brian. Let's see. Let's go in our Google machine here and type in groin injury. See what comes.
Logan Quindell's listening, and he says, "Don't ruin crescent rolls like that."
Yeah, I know. I like eating crescent rolls with my meals.
Oh my God!
It feels groin every time I eat crescent rolls now.
Maybe you and Tristan make a dessert that's going to.
Here's what you do. You take a crescent rolls and put blackberry juice on them.
You know, when we go off the rails the most is when we have the most listeners.
Yeah, I think people like that. There's all kinds of information, folks, for you folks on Google to help you.
There ain't none of that what I seen.
Hey, Reagan, how many people are watching?
Well, if you don't count me, about 14 still after 2.5 hours.
Now, Rick Diesel, do you think Tim's injury was more at the pectinus area or the adder longus or the adductor brevis?
I don't think his tingus was longus, if you want my honest opinion, but his answer was black and blue.
Well, I'm certainly hoping it wasn't down here at the adductor magnus.
I don't know, man.
I mean, the person you should feel bad the worst for here is Juliana.
That's true.
Now go back up, Matt.
Okay, what do you want to see?
Let me see now. There, keep going. Right there. See that?
Yeah.
Hey, you're right there where that thing is. That is the way he was sitting.
Yes.
That is how he was sitting at her kitchen table. And imagine that ice pack being just a big old crescent roll looking glob of skin, but black and blue.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I felt so sorry for him. But
looks more, maybe not a crescent roll or hero sandwich.
Stop.
I don't know.
Please. Please.
I didn't know what to say. I just continued drinking my tea.
Evidently, groin injuries must be really, really painful because there's a lot of information about how to treat them here.
Trust me, I've had a poor groin. It's very, very painful.
Oh, fuck me.
Well, not with a poor groin.
When I
Not with a poor groin.
I've already started again.
I'm not. They can't even see what I'm doing.
Is that one legal? You might want to put that one down, Ty. Put that one out of the screen.
Well, you mean that iced tea?
Oh my God! Yeah, that is mountain iced tea.
Yes,
by the way,
sweet tea.
Yeah,
Sweet tea.
Okay.
I can pass that cup from tea tree. Sweet tea.
No, it's not.
It looks like you're
Jesus Christ.
I'm assuming that might be a groin injury treatment up in the mountains.
Yeah. Well, we've
God
had.
blessing. I'm gonna tell you though. I'm to bring
Okay,
it back
that's
to
enough.
spirit.
Put that damn lid back on there. Shit.
Tim, I had some time where Tim wasn't there for what I needed with recording, and Tim is my buddy now.
He is getting really good at that.
So he needs to get that groin looked at or
Yeah.
fixed.
Yeah, he's become very valuable to us. Groin injury and all.
Honestly, listening, after seeing the groin injury, honestly, and then knowing he was able to get down on the ground and count to 3 and get back up, to me, that's impressive.
Yeah, well, then Brian put him right back down.
Come in close. Come in close. That's the color right there.
No. Jesus Christ.
That looks like Tim's groin.
Tim's groin and Ty's eye are the exact same, and I don't know how to feel
That's
about
the
it.
same color. Imagine that color. All right, imagine that color.
Please stop. What are you doing? Just sit down. Have you lost your mind?
Oh, fuck. You've already made me cry laughing tonight. Man, you got to stop.
Well, anyway, imagine that color everywhere in, like, I don't know, Bojangles biscuits before they cut them out.
Just a big piece of dough?
Yeah.
Okay. And what shape was it?
Like like this.
Like more round
or a curve or
yeah.
Yeah, did it go up
remember
like this?
Remember when you was little?
Or did it point down
Play-Doh?
like it was sad?
Remember when you was little, you take Play-Doh and you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, like stretching out Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was bigger on each end and then small in the middle.
No, it was big all the way through.
Wait, what?
Okay.
I don't even know what the hell we're talking about anymore.
No, I thought we were talking about something else all of a sudden.
I thought we were talking about Play-Doh.
That about Tim.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about Play-Doh. I'm looking here. Yeah, a lot of interesting facts about groin injuries here.
Why are you looking at that, Matt?
Because that's what we're talking about. No, that's what we're talking about. I'm doing research. I'm trying to paint that picture. But
I mean,
They got in trouble for that.
There's not a lot of one-liners for groin injuries, though. I mean, there's some kind of funny memes here, but nothing really good. There's a lot about the abductor muscle.
It was abducted, all right. It was abducted, tied up, gagged, and beat with a bat.
Did it look like Joe Pesci after he took his beating in Goodfellas?
Yes, when his face was all swelled up.
Yes.
Yeah, imagine Joe Pesci's face between Tim Stone's legs.
I got your description, Matt Carter.
There you go. That's painting the picture. So Joe Pesci at the end of not Goodfellas, but Casino.
Yeah, Casino. That was it. But
Yeah.
Joe Pesci's face between Tim Stone's legs after the baseball bat incident in a cornfield, and you got it.
Wow. There you have it. So we hope you've enjoyed Anatomy 101 tonight at AIWF Ringside Wrestling. We've learned all about groin injuries, and don't think the audio version is going to make this to regular podcast platforms. I think we've gone a little too long.
It should, though, so people will come and
Maybe we
watch.
should have a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah, because see, now they'll come and watch because they'll be like, I'm missing something here.
See, the problem is like, here, let me go on my podcast distributor here. I only have 3 hours and 20 minutes of audio I can upload until September 13th.
Oh, we about maxed that out tonight.
Yeah, and we're gonna have so I think we're gonna just skip the audio version this week and let the video version on Facebook. And
This is why you should join us live. Just like you should come to our live shows, and just like you should come to our live big shows, you got to watch us live on Facebook.
Yeah, you don't get the full experience if you're not looking at us.
no, you really
It
don't.
wouldn't have been as interesting if we hadn't jumped on that.
Right.
Bullshit.
I'm bringing the eye.
This show's always interesting.
I think if my
That was
goatee gets
the-
any longer, I'm looking more and more like Brian Danzig every day.
Oh my God.
Krista, that was rude.
I don't know,
I
man.
happen to like what I got over here.
She don't give a fuck. She'll insult
Hey,
anybody.
in our defense, it goes off the rails like this about something just about every show.
Yeah.
I don't watch it enough to know.
You should. You don't know what you're
You should come
missing.
and join us. It'd be nice to have another female on here.
Yeah, and let's take a
Look
look
at
at
that.
let's take a look at it again. You know, since we're talking so much about Tim and groin injuries and whatnot, and
Let's
all
watch
that.
it one more time.
Yeah, y'all want sound?
I don't think Nikki was here for this. So this was
No, I actually hadn't seen this yet, so I gotta
Okay,
see it.
Oh, yeah, we got to go back
I
show.
gotta see
All
it.
right, so I'm gonna play it with sound. All right, so hang on. Let me get it cue, get the sound ready, and here we go.
Beat the shit out of him, my God.
Matt, can you turn that into one of those gifts that just goes back and forth?
I don't know how,
He's lost his mind.
but I'll look into it.
He's lost his mind. He has attacked Tim Stone. Tim Stone is nursing an injury, and he has busted.
Yes, he was.
He has busted up.
Don't you feel bad now?
Like I said, after that second, that was 2. All right, now that's it.
I'm just gonna go on record though. I can yell at him and not get that response. Just nobody else can.
Well, I'm not in the ring. Well,
Oh, wait, if I yelled at you in the ring, you knocked me out with the fucking stop sign.
I mean this with
I'm
no
saying it would just
disrespect
be
to
more likely. That's all. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I'm just saying it's more likely to happen.
Yeah, well,
I mean this with no disrespect, Tim Stone and Matt. Excuse my language, but I feel like I shouldn't have to excuse my language because
you don't. Not on this.
y'all been crazy tonight. Y'all are crazy every night. But that right there was the pure definition of fuck around and find out.
Oh, yeah, you got that right.
That's
He
right.
fucked around and he found out.
You
No
told
offense,
me,
Tim.
hey, I tell you what, Ty, you were asking me where I find some of those crazy clips. There is actually a YouTube, I'm not a YouTube, but a Twitter called Fuck Around and Find Out, where you can see videos like that.
Oh yeah.
Fuck around and find out.
She has that on she can put that on a t-shirt.
We need to make a 10 stone shirt with that on it.
And it's the same color as Tim's growing.
But can we change can we put a stop sign as
a stop sign on it.
Yeah, man. But
I
yeah,
gotta pee.
it was like it was when it happened, I was just like, wow, I did not really, feel like I thought at first my natural instinct was, well, Brian kind of overreacted there. But when I got it home and put on the headset and listened to the audio and heard the way Tim was yelling at you, I was just like, oh, that was a wrong thing to do at exactly the wrong time.
Yeah, I mean, everybody. I'm a dad. I love my. I got a soft spot. You know what I mean? But when I'm in that ring,
now.
What? Well, when you're in that zone, like when I step in the ring, when I'm in that moment, like I understand, and I'm not condoning what Brian did, but I understand when you're in that zone and someone yells at you and gets you your face like that, it's very easy to snap. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I wouldn't have done the same thing if I was Brian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was clearly distracting and Brian wanted it to go away. And so he made it go away.
That's not a good way of putting it.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Reggie didn't give me any problems, so he was fine.
Not. You hit Reggie with a stop sign and break him in half.
Yeah. Oh, mercy. So that I don't even see the clock anymore.
Reggie's smart enough not to. He knows. He's been around long enough to know.
I can't fight two women over refs getting hit with stop signs.
Oh, well, Jack and Justin Flash cleared out the rest of the referees' locker room in their match last night. So
yeah, I heard this laying everywhere.
Yeah, they were. And the funny thing was most of the people had left the building before anybody remembered that poor Devin was still on the ground. And so
poor guy.
Yeah, so
I know somebody asked in the back if referee Tim was dead. So
yeah.
Look, don't break Papa's thing. Come here, bring it here.
All right. We're gonna
what?
Papa's thing.
What does he got?
That ruler with that black end on it, beating it on the floor.
Why you get your shin shirt on?
Oh my God.
Tim Stone's still there?
He's beating Tim Stone's
Oh my God, we've gotten more people listening. People have come on now. Oh my God.
They were heard we were
I should have been here sooner.
Yeah.
Take that one off, I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah. Well, I could do my Gilbert Godfrey. No, we're not gonna do that.
I gotta pee.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for joining us for Ringside Wrestling. We'll be back with you next week, back in Mount Airy on September 2nd for a ROKU TV taping. So be sure to be there and be loud. We will have more information coming up.
Please bring signs. Bring signs.
Yeah.
If you bring a sign, I will make sure that you get your face on the ROKU television show.
Yes.
There you go. All right. So you heard it, and Reagan's pushing the buttons back there so she can make it happen. And so be sure to check us out on Roku, YouTube later, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for joining us this week for Mickey Fulp, for Ty Tyson, for Trista Tyson, for Rick Diesel, Brian Danzig, Reagan Danzig, Justin Flash. I am Mad Matt Carter, and just have a great week. Until next time, so long for now. Bye-bye.